Yeah, back in the house. Oh, JJ, what's up? Listening on the drive home.
JJ, I've heard all about you.
Yeah, that's right. He's the man. He's our
audio's working.
Yeah, he's a good luck charm for sure.
What's up, JJ?
Yeah, we're back in studio after a few weeks off. Been traveling the world, but we're back in studio with a very dear, close, personal, long-time friend of the show, Chelsea.
Who are you?
Is in the house. You? That's you.
Do I know you, Jeff?
Yeah.
Do I know you? That's right.
Yes, we've done stuff. We've all done stuff to the three of us. There's always, every time we're doing stuff, you notice there's cameras rolling, there's lights on us, we got sound gimmicks, we got video gimmicks.
We got banta.
We got banta.
Banta.
We've been bantering for the past 30 minutes. We made homemade calzones to get us primed.
On that uni.
Primed, right, yes.
Get yourself an uni oven and make pizza.
At home. Bing, bing, bing. You're going to get addicted to having that in your backyard for sure. But yeah, we got some good stuff we're going to be chatting out today. We're going to be, Chelsea, we brought you in because you are going to be our new resident Disney expert.
I don't know how this happened to my life,
well,
but
I can tell
I'll
you
take
how
it. I love me some Disney.
Because, you know, all three of us are definitely, I would almost call us karaoke professionals, but I noticed that, like, you would always whip out a Disney song. And
that's
like,
true.
And, like, you always have, and I was like, oh, she's got to know some Disney properties. And for me, I was telling Mario before the show started, I'm like, November and December, I feel like, is Disney season, right? You have your Marvel, which I feel like dominates summer, but Disney always seems to have their biggest drops between November and December. Even their non-holiday movies feel like holiday movies. Like, the only Disney movie that doesn't feel like a holiday Disney movie to me is WALL-E. He feels like a summer jam.
Okay.
Is it because they're very...
Maybe because it's hot on the
heartstrings?
Yeah,
because I find the Disney Christmas Carol terrifying.
I've never seen that one.
The Disney Christmas Carol with you, I think it's Scrooge McDuck gets visited by the ghosts.
Oh, yes.
Have you seen the Muppet Christmas Carol?
Oh, yes. The Muppet
Does that count as Disney?
Yeah, that 100% counts as Disney.
Checking.
Yeah, I don't know. Oh, what's up? There's Inner Tubes, YouTubes. What's up? There's Chelsea. How are you?
Hey.
Yes, we know you have you can school us on any game.
Is that someone's phone?
No, that's me. I have a button that makes a ding.
Oh,
okay.
So
all right.
Sometimes someone says something I think it deserves a ding. I'll just ding it.
Put the ding.
I'll just ding it. You know,
I'm gonna pick up the rhyme and reason for that ding and see if I can earn me one. Oh.
Yeah, you'll pick up the shorthand and you're like, what movie is that from? What wrestler is that?
Ding.
So, but we need you to be that Disney expert.
Okay.
But Disney definitely has a history of being a little scary. To me, probably the scariest movie in Disney's arsenal, and I feel like it almost becomes a horror movie, is Disney's Something Wicked This Way Comes. I remember that one sticks in my head, and it's like, this is an old school. I mean, Chelsea, this is before your time. This is the big white clamshell that you'd rent at a video store. Something Wicked This Way Comes. And like, man, that's terrifying. This is like an episode of The Twilight Zone. So Disney's definitely dipped its toe in horror.
Like I said, I thought that Christmas Carol was pretty scary.
Yeah.
I think Disney, of all the cartoon, sort of like lineups, it's probably the creepiest one.
They've got their hidden messages, I feel like.
They do, right? I've heard. Do you think, is that true? Is that a real thing?
I mean, I once went down a rabbit hole words. And yeah, some things were like coincidental, or was it by design? I don't know. But there's some creepy stuff out there. But like, I think overall, like, I like to suspend my disbelief and just enjoy the movie.
Yeah, just go for the ride,
yeah,
right?
Like, I'm not like, oh, why is that princess wearing a dress? Like, that doesn't bother me. I'm like, all right, I love it. You look good, girl. Get it. I'm like, oh, Bambi, your mama died. Like,
oh yeah,
it's a tough life, but let's see how you do it.
If you watch those old BTS shots of Walt, there's no way Walt was like, someday I'm going to subliminally hypnotize you people into doing things.
Well, I feel like I did see one of your shorts, or maybe a clip from a video, where you guys were saying that Disney was evil.
Some people think that Disney is evil.
Some people think Disney's evil. Well, that was based on Hocus Pocus. There was a whole movement that a lot of people are out there, certain people, that those are real witchcraft spells that they're putting on our children.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Just
Yes, Bette
watch the
Midler,
movie
Sarah
or
Jessica Parker.
Don't
If you watch
it.
Hocus Pocus 2, it'll turn your kids woke, apparently. There's a spell in there for that.
Okay, well then, I haven't seen Hocus Pocus 2.
No. Did you watch the first one? Because we are
yes.
still... Okay. We're still trying to figure out, like, maybe we missed something. But that movie is, like, so beloved. And RJ's supposed to be coming on here. RJ's also the other Disney expert that we have. And he's supposed
RJ's
to
a Disney expert?
RJ, like, if you go to his... Can I call him out in this? If you go to his Tinder profile, it's just like...
Can we show his Tinder profile?
We should find
Can
it.
we do that, or will
We
that mess
should
with the
find
algorithm?
it.
I want to see that
But
profile.
yes, he says he loves Disney movies, and that is not a work.
Yeah.
Like, he's like, I won't watch a horror movie because I know, like, I lift weights, I will crush them, but I will watch any Disney movie. And he's true, and it's true. Like, every year, it's Halloween Town, hands down.
That's right. I remember working out with RJ, and he was watching The Little Mermaid on headphones.
I love that.
Yeah, so he's the other resident Disney expert.
I didn't
for
know
sure.
RJ was coming. Jeff, that's all you had to
I
text
know.
me. Like, if you said RJ's going to be here, do you want to come?
Yeah,
I was
that's all
like,
I had
yes.
to say. I'm going to text
But where
him
is
again.
he? He's late?
Yeah, he's late.
Probably playing World of Warcraft. He's always grinding, leveling his tune.
You know, we were actually talking about him last week because he sent a picture and he had like the fuzzy hair and he had the giant beard and he was in one of those. I didn't leave the house for a week because I've been gaming.
Yeah. When is he not in one of those?
Yeah, he's in a lot of those. But yeah, he is a huge Disney expert. So we had to get you on here.
Okay.
And like start bringing in because we're
I'm a ringer.
Yeah, we're pivoting away from the Halloween season, which is our favorite season. But
Yes.
it's done. It's time to move on to the next one. We will talk about some. Yeah.
Sorry, the sound effects are still in the player. So
Yeah, leave them
we've got to
queued up.
get.
But we wanted to get you in here, and I was like, Chelsea's going to know between now and the end of the year what Disney movies should we be watching.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I mean, I guess thinking about the holidays.
Yes.
And I think a perfect segue. We were just talking about Halloween. So this might be a controversial holiday pick. But The Nightmare Before Christmas.
Who is this Sandy Claus?
Who is? I mean, what is this? The Oogie Boogie Man. That's my favorite song in the movie. But yeah, I think the director himself said it was a Halloween movie, but I like to watch it during the winter holidays.
That's
like
perfect.
Christmas.
And you know, Tim Burton, right? He cut his teeth in Disney, right? Before he worked for Disney Animation before he broke out on his own. But I love that as your first choice because that is the bridge that brings us from spooky season to the holiday season, Nightmare Before Christmas.
Did you hear? It's funny you mentioned Tim Burton because that's not actually a Tim Burton movie. Did you hear the director actually has heat with Tim Burton because he gets all the credit?
No.
Isn't it called Tim Burton's Nightmare Before Christmas?
It is called Tim Burton's Nightmare Before Christmas, but he did not direct it.
Okay.
It's
No,
actually-
he didn't direct it. You're right. He was the producer on it.
He was the producer on it, but it was actually an article the other day because it was Halloween. Henry Selick he has heat with Tim Burton because he gets all the credit.
I actually didn't know the name of the director. I just remembered reading somewhere that he said it was a Halloween movie because it was a question, like, is it Christmas or Halloween?
Yeah.
But Henry Selick, you did a great thing with Tim Burton's Nightmare Before Christmas.
Yeah, this is the first I've heard of it. I didn't know he had any heat.
Yeah. Anyway, so yeah, you gotta give props to Henry Selick for directing that.
I knew I saw some YouTube videos out there, shout out to YouTube where we are right now, about Danny Elfman being Jack Skellington and how he was selected for it and how he came up with a lot of the music. So I just seeing everything he did, and I'm a huge mark for stop motion animation. Think of that where there's still people talking about, Heat Miser and Ice Miser, and that was even before the Graybeards were even on this planet. They had that. So I think stop motion animation feels timeless because there's something about it that it's really easy to suspend your belief with something that's so whimsical, like a clay puppet show, basically.
Just the opening scene alone, or basically the opening scene where you come about that circle in the forest of trees, and each each tree has its own door on it, and with the design of like the Halloween, like a jack-o'-lantern or a Christmas tree, or I think there was a turkey for Thanksgiving.
There was,
maybe
yep.
a shamrock. I don't remember all of them, but like yeah, it was just such a playful, fun movie that gets a little dark. And there's so many iconic characters. You got the saxophone player, Bone Daddy. Like, it's just so good. Oogie Boogie.
So is
Oogie
the premise
Boogie's
of that
great.
movie that Jack Skellington is trying to bring Christmas to Halloween Town? I've actually never seen the whole thing.
Basically, Jack Skellington is not satisfied with his life. He's a big fish in a small pond. He's the king of Halloween. And he's just over it. He's like, everybody in this town loves me. I've already beat Halloween. I'm the best. I'm the greatest. And I'm kind of bored. And so he's having like a crisis of conscience. He walks through the graveyard, and he's just like with his dog Zero. He's just like, what am I gonna do with my life? Is this all there is? And then he stumbles upon that circle of trees, and he finds that Christmas tree door with the brass doorknob, and he finds out. I think it's called Christmas Land.
Christmas Land.
Christmas
Yep.
Town.
Yep,
I don't.
Christmas Town.
Yeah,
Yep.
and then he's like, "Whoa, there is more to life." And then he's like, this. I'm gonna bring this to my people in Halloween Town, and we're gonna do it.
He's like any
then-
great king in history, right? Because he's the Pumpkin King,
Yeah.
Pumpkin King,
Yes.
where he's just like, I need more land to conquer, and
Yeah.
then he stumbles upon Christmas
go.
Town, and what's this? Oh man,
There's
what a
my things
what a
in
great
there.
choice! That is so good. Mario, I can't believe you didn't see it.
I've never
You've gotta watch
seen
it.
no. Here's the thing. I always miss it because it's like it'll come up around Halloween time,
Mm-hmm.
and it's like, oh, I've got to watch Nightmare Before Christmas because it's Halloween, but then I'll miss it, and it's like, okay, well, I'll catch it at Christmas. But then Christmas will come around, and I'll be watching whatever else is on.
Elf.
Christmas Vacation, Elf,
Chevy
Lethal
Chase,
Weapon, all those
yeah.
other classics, and like then I'll miss it, and it just another year will go by.
Yep.
So it's just like I've never seen it all the way through. I do like the soundtrack though. I listen to songs on
Soundtrack's
it
so
a
good.
bunch.
Oh yeah, the soundtrack is something that I guess it becomes the Halloween movie because during Halloween you have the "This Is Halloween" song, right? That they're singing in Halloween Town, but then obviously it goes to Christmas Town. So I would say it's kind of like Razzles. Remember that candy? Maybe that's a Long Island candy. Is it candy? Is it gum? Stop! It's both, right?
Give
What
me
is
a
Razzles?
Snapple. Give me a Snapple and some
Give me a
Razzles
Snapple
over
and
here.
some Razzles.
What is Razzles again?
Razzles is candy that it's chewy, but it's like gum, but then it turns into candy. See, Chelsea, we have this whole thing that I've talked to Mario, and he's like, he thinks that there's just a Long Island television station where all the stuff that happened that he's like, I've never
Wait,
saw this in
isn't there,
San
though?
Antonio.
Are you from Long Island too, Chelsea?
Oh yeah, Strong
Okay.
Island.
Yes, look.
Okay, so what is the movie you always talk about at Christmas?
So every Thanksgiving is The Wizard of Oz.
Okay.
And every Christmas on WPIX is March of the Wooden Soldiers.
You know March of the Wooden Soldiers?
I do know March of the Wooden Soldiers, and I know all the like that on. I don't know if it's PBS or Channel 13. I don't remember what it is.
Oh, you're going to say it. Say it.
Oh, no, what is it? What is it?
It's Davy and Goliath.
Oh, yes, Davy and Goliath. Sure, yes, okay, but there's other one where it's like all those classic Christmas movies where it's kind of think like the Elf. There's a character in Elf that. Like
Oh,
those-
you're talking Rankin Bass. Yes.
There you go.
You're
Sure.
Rankin Bass. Yes.
I just know it, and it's on every year.
More stamps. So, yeah. So Mario is just apparently it did not broadcast in Texas.
I
It was-
never heard of March of the Wooden Soldiers.
Oh.
It's
at all. I
Laurel and
believe
Hardy
that's
too. It was like the
You're
30s.
missing out then.
Clucky says Year Without a Santa Claus is a classic.
Oh, there's RJ. Yeah,
I was
RJ
going to say
is Clucky.
Clucky. Get
Oh,
on
is that RJ?
Yeah.
That's RJ.
What's up, RJ?
Yeah, RJ loves the Year Without Santa Claus. We were talking about earlier, Ice Miser, Heat Miser. I'm Mr. Heat Miser.
Oh, yes. Yes. Okay, I was like,
I
what is
missed
this?
the sun. Yes, again, Rankin Bass stop motion animation. So I think that's what really helped The Nightmare Before Christmas. Great music and the great feel, that vibe he created of stop motion animation. What would you call it? Would you call it a Halloween movie or a Christmas
That's
movie?
a good question. That is a great question. I
little
think
bit-
it works for
tough.
Halloween. It works for Christmas. It could be a little bit of both. I think it works. You could just watch it from the end of October to
You just watch.
the
You
end
have
of
to watch
December.
it twice.
Yeah.
So Mario, this is based. The Nightmare Before Christmas is the equivalent of Return of the Living Dead, where you have to watch it at Halloween and 4th of July. You gotta watch it twice.
It's
you
a 4th of July movie as well?
No,
No.
that's Return of the Living Dead. I'm gonna give you. Can we give him a spoiler, Chelsea? Can we give him one spoiler?
Sure.
This is a great spoiler. Yes, that's right. We got spoilers here. So there's one scene that stuck out to me so much.
Was this on your list? You know?
No, I know. I just love this movie so much. I love your choice so much. So Jack Skellington, Sandy took over as Sandy Claus. He delivers the gifts, but he delivers what he thinks would be gifts. So this little girl wakes up, she opens up the box, and she's like, "Oh, honey, what'd you get for Christmas?" And she holds up this decapitated head.
Yes. It's funny. They're in the Halloween town, they have like their little minions who are supposed to be like the elves, and basically they're taking perfectly good gifts and like smashing the car or putting like bugs or spiders in like a box. It's
I love it. I love the hybrid. The hybrid feel of creating those gifts.
And I mentioned the Oogie Boogie. That is like one of my favorite musical performances in the
Oogie
video.
Boogie.
In the movie. But I realized when I was thinking back, I'm like, well, I love that scene. But then I'm pretty sure in All Dogs Go to Heaven, not Christmas or holiday related, there was another like kind of voodoo style, because that was the Oogie Boogie Man. It was like a voodoo vibe.
Yes.
There was like a voodoo scene in that one. I'm like, oh, I just like a guttural like voodoo kind of song in an animated or stop animated.
Is All Dogs Go to Heaven the one with Burt Reynolds?
Burt Reynolds and Dom DeLuise. Yep.
Oh, Dom DeLuise.
Yeah.
Is that Burt Reynolds' only cartoon performance, I wonder?
It might have been. Yeah, now that you say that, it could very well have
What
been.
does chat think? Is that the case?
Yeah,
Someone got to Google that one.
we're going to have to check that out. All right, great.
JJ can't Google stuff. He's driving, so
he's
he's got to
driving.
be safe on the way home.
Yes, but he did say podcast agrees, so which she does.
Okay.
Great choice. Man, you came out guns blazing with that one.
I did.
Your first choice.
And now I'm going to let you
for
down with
something
the
you
rest.
should be watching between November and December. A Nightmare Before Christmas, directed by
Henry
Selick.
Not Tim Burton.
Screenplay by Caroline Thompson. Adaptation by Michael McDowell. Story by Tim Burton.
We should just read the entire credits.
Yes. Based on story and characters by Tim Burton. So, yeah, and it's the Danny Elfman. You know why this is so great? Catherine O'Hara is in it.
Oh.
Beetlejuice. She's so good. I don't know, but I'm curious who she played in that.
Was she the main girl?
Yeah, she might have been. It says Catherine O'Hara.
I think.
Which I'm not surprised, right? Tim Burton probably had a shorthand from her from Beetlejuice, because to me, just as important as Beetlejuice, Catherine O'Hara's performance in Beetlejuice really helped it over. So Tim Burton's like, come to me. All right.
Now I have to go watch it. I say that it could be Halloween, it could be Christmas, but I didn't watch it on Halloween.
And then you say,
so now-
stop, it's both.
There you go.
All right. That was number one. Number two on your top three list.
Wait, are we all doing one or
Yeah.
Chelsea doing them all?
Oh,
Come on.
yeah, go for it.
Yeah.
I went with Something Wicked This Way Comes, but I think that was more of a Halloween viewing. I'm going to let you go next. I don't know if that's my Christmas choice.
Well, I mean, I was not prepared. I didn't realize, but my Christmas movie that I put on all the time, which I don't think is recognized as a Christmas movie that often, but it's set at Christmas. It's definitely got a Christmas vibe. Starts off with Jingle Bell Rock.
Okay.
Do you know where I'm going?
Not yet.
We don't have a graphic ready. And the lead actor is no longer. I guess he's not super cool to talk about.
Arnold?
It's not Arnold.
Oh, wait.
Jingle
Arnold's
All
so
the
cool.
Way? I was thinking of Jingle
Oh,
All the
I
Way.
know where you're going. Lethal Weapon.
Lethal Weapon.
Lethal Weapon.
Oh, you mentioned that earlier.
Lethal Weapon is probably my go-to Christmas movie.
Okay.
Starts off with Jingle Bell Rock.
Is Lethal Weapon Disney?
Oh wait, this is only Disney movies.
Yeah, we
No,
were
no,
just
it's
going
okay.
with
We
Disney,
can talk
but-
about favorites because I got a whole list that are not Disney too. So
Yeah, and Clucky said Jingle All the Way is also not Disney, but it does have Arnold.
I
So
thought Jingle All the Way was Disney, but I also don't.
I don't know, because now there's so much stuff that wasn't Disney, but then
That,
they
like
bought
Star
proper.
Wars,
Right, they
right?
bought
Okay.
all this stuff, so I don't know.
They'll own it eventually.
Just
is the thing.
Just give them time.
When
Just
folks
give 'em
watch this
time.
10 years from now, Disney will own all these properties already. And Disney will be the only studio that exists.
I'm gonna look up who they.
You know, the irony is we're talking about Disney, but I'm wearing like a Looney Tunes T-shirt. So
They'll own them soon.
whoops. Okay.
Yeah, they're negotiating the purchase as we speak.
Yeah,
Okay, Lethal
they are WB, so I guess that's the closest Disney has to That not only is your shirt WB, but Lethal Weapon was a Warner Brothers.
Is a Warner Brothers property.
Yeah, that's a
Boom.
Warner Brothers property.
Bring it all
so-
together.
I can't think of a Disney one though for Christmas.
Okay, well, I'll let you queue up because I think I got one.
You got a
one,
Disney
and
one.
I'm again. This just falls within the holiday season
Mm-hmm.
that I feel like okay, and it has nothing to do with Thanksgiving or Christmas or any other December holiday. But to me, when the winter comes around this time, I think of Up.
Oh.
I think of Up.
Okay.
And man, that I don't know if it's because Ed Asner, right? He's not even with us anymore. But there was a role that Pixar was on for a while that they just knew how to like. Well, I guess Disney's been doing it for a while, right? They've been killing Bambi's mom. They always made you cry. They had the Mufasa. They had Simba's dad. Get taken out. So they're very familiar with making you cry. But as an adult, taking my son to go see Up, and then he's like, "Are you crying?" I was like, "A little."
I couldn't watch Up the first time I was watching because I was crying so much at the beginning. I'm like, no, I'm not going to watch this. As a matter of fact, I'm like, did I ever even finish it? Because I did go back to it.
Oh, man.
But I was just crying.
Again, these were
Well, like the first 10 minutes
Yeah.
of Up is just I mean, it's there's no way you'd be if you're not human if you're not crying.
they choke you
First
up.
10
They
minutes.
just know where to go, and I feel like they created something huge that kind of lives in the zeitgeist because you can be talking about the squirrel, and oh, that's Up,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
That came from them. That came from Up, and I don't know. To me personally, I think George Lucas left a little bit of that magic he had on Star Wars when he sold them Pixar, and he kept that going. But they were just on such a roll for a while, and I think Up is one that it feels like a winter movie to me.
Okay.
No, yes, agree.
No,
disagree.
yes, I'm just agreeing.
So are we saying that movies don't have to do anything with Christmas? They don't have to take place.
No, they don't,
They
but-
just have to create a wholesome vibe.
Like
Yeah.
a warm kind of
Yeah,
just
warm-
that warm fuzzy feeling that you like to have during the holidays.
During the holidays.
yeah, that's how I
yeah.
feel about Lethal Weapon.
Die Hard, right? That's a Christmas. I mean,
That is.
yeah.
We have a very fun podcast that we did about last year with our friend.
I prefer
Ashley.
Lethal Weapon to Die Hard. I would if there was because I know a lot of people are like Die Hard is a Christmas movie, as it is. It's good. It's really good. But I just like Lethal Weapon more. I don't know. Love the relationship between Danny Glover and Mel Gibson. Mm-hmm. It's got that vibe of just being lonely at the holidays.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
That definitely
recommend it.
does. That definitely pulls at your heartstrings for sure.
Yeah.
Like again, Mel Gibson. Unfortunately, his real life, he didn't do the De Niro. Like you just like you need to keep your personal stuff private so I can really suspend my belief. And I think he would have survived it, but he got his opinions out there, and it kind of distracted from how good of a film that really is. That movie was a game changer as much as Die Hard was. I think Lethal Weapon definitely changed the game.
Didn't they make 3 of them? 4? 3?
Four.
5,
Four.
4,
Whoa!
and a show,
With Danny
and a
Glover
show.
and Mel Gibson?
And-
and a series.
Yeah, and a
With their
series. When the
original
series was
cast?
actually good.
Damon Wayans played the Danny
Yeah.
Glover part,
Oh.
and I think it was Stifler was Mel Gibson.
Oh yeah, they replaced the other guy because apparently there was a lot of behind the scenes drama
Yeah.
going on there. But
I've got to look this one up.
I don't
I've
even
never
think
seen it.
they started bringing in like Jet Li and Joe Pesci, and it's just like they probably didn't even need all of that. But yeah, they had the Christmas tree. That opening scene with the Christmas trees was really good, and
Yeah.
it really stuck in my head when he went up there with the guy trying to jump off the building. He's like, "Do you really want to jump? Well, do you? Let's do it, man. Let's do it."
Yeah.
He's like, "Wait, I don't want to do it." And then he really jumped. Man, that like I remember my dad walking around like that scene was so great. So I guess it does bring a little bit of the warm, fuzzy feeling.
I remember meeting Shane Black at Austin Film Festival, and I was talking about Lethal Weapon with him, and he did not want to talk about it. I was like, "It's such a great Christmas movie," and he's like, "Yeah," and he just turned his back on us.
Here's a question from Clucky. Is the Polar Express, is that a Disney movie?
That is a question I had last night when I was thinking about this list. I actually don't think I've seen the whole thing. That's with Tom Hanks, though.
Yeah. That was when they just started getting into that motion capture suits, and it looked terrifying. It looked absolutely terrifying. But I that is definitely
I
They
don't
get a
think
lot
that's
of.
a Disney movie. That is Castle Rock Entertainment.
Oh, that was Spielberg.
Spielberg.
Yeah,
So that was when Spielberg was on his own, yeah.
Yeah, so but they get a lot of IMAX showings because of the 3D effect. Because apparently, the way they shot that, the way the snow falls, it really literally feels like the snow is falling around.
Yeah,
you.
I Googled it. And actually, the screenings are beginning on November 20th. They're already scheduled.
They already started. Yeah.
Yeah.
Bing, bing, bam, boom. That's a good holiday.
Bing,
That's a good one,
bang,
Clucky.
boom.
Just not Disney, but that it's a good one for the holidays.
Disney does not own Christmas. I want this to be known. They have not
Yeah,
bought
that's why I
Christmas
said-
yet.
no,
they're
soon.
they're in negotiations to buy Christmas, but as of today, they don't own it.
Okay, you heard it here first, folks.
That's a first. But give him a chance. Do you think that this is what Walt wanted?
Yes.
I mean, he just wanted to build a park, right?
No, he wanted to rule the world.
He did.
And
He's
own it
there.
all.
When do they unfreeze his head?
Well, that's still negotiations.
What's the dark movie that just came out like a year ago where it had the Mickey Mouse hand with the blood dripping from it, and it had that documentary, and somebody snuck the camera in?
Oh, that's Escape from Tomorrow.
Escape from Tomorrow,
I
yeah.
did not see that. I want to see that now.
Yes.
So somebody snuck a camera into Disneyland and filmed an entire movie there, like secretly. It's worth watching.
Okay. I want to go off topic just for a second because you brought up Steven Spielberg, and I'm pretty sure he is the one behind the new Fabelmans. The Fabelmans?
Oh,
Have you seen
yes,
the trailer
he is.
for that?
Yes, I did see that one. I only seen it once.
So, okay, that was, I thought, you guys are my movie experts, my go-to source. And since you've only seen the trailer once, you might not know it well enough. But when I first watched it, I don't know if it was like just so like high def 4K or if it was like there was something going on. Like for a second I thought it was like partially like illustrated or animated.
You're right.
Does
it
it
did
look-
have that vibe.
Does it look
It did, and I don't know if it had something
Is there
to.
some sort of treatment?
I don't know if it had something to do with the way Michelle Williams' hair was cut.
Yeah,
There's something about her haircut that made it feel very.
It was very perfect. A perfect bowl.
I
Yeah.
didn't notice. I watched the trailer on my phone, so I don't really know that I didn't notice any of that. But they shot it in a weird frame rate? You think?
Possibly. Growing up in post-World War II era Arizona from age 7 to 18, young Sammy Fabelman aspires to become a film director as he reaches adolescence, but he soon discovers a shattering secret about his dysfunctional family and explores how the power of films can help him see the truth. For a while there, I thought this was gonna be a documentary about Steven Spielberg growing up. That's what it felt like, right?
I think that's what it
It's
is.
true
but it's
story.
fictionalized.
True story of 7 strangers picked to live in a movie lot because he did sneak onto a movie lot for his first job. Fun fact, now you'd go to jail. But back then, you got a job.
You would probably get shot at Universal Studios.
Okay, well,
Man
we'll put
shot at Universal Studios for trying to be a film director.
it shot or shot.
Shot
Get
trying
it.
to get
That's
shots.
a film pun.
Film pun. Well, it does have Judd Hirsch in there, and I think if you got Judd Hirsch, you're going to be fine.
I was so relieved to see Judd Hirsch because also like he's just alive and that's
Yeah.
he's a treasure. So I was like, wow, this is gonna.
He just jumps out. Like, how do you go from Taxi to Independence Day to the Fabelmans? And I'm like, man, it's like every 20 years he's going to be in the zeitgeist somehow. So good for him, man. Good for him. All right, you got another one that you think that it is Disney proper?
I do, yes.
You do? Okay.
I did my homework.
That's all right.
Okay.
I never do my homework.
So one movie that I really like to watch during it's more of a Thanksgiving movie for me. There's 2 movies I like to watch on Thanksgiving. One is not a Disney movie, How the Grinch Stole Christmas. That's not a Disney movie, right? I don't think so.
Is it now? No.
With the,
I don't think so.
and I like the animated one, not the one. I mean, I like the one with Jim Carrey. It's fun, but
the animated one.
The,
That was Steve Carell, right? Was he the
No.
voice?
no, like
it
the
was
older one, like
Oh, the OG one.
the OG
Oh,
one
yeah,
with
okay.
the heart too small and
Yeah, great stuff. Yeah, old Dr. Seuss is great. It creates a vibe.
I love Dr. Seuss.
Yeah.
It might not be a popular thing to say these days, but I love me some
No,
Dr.
What did
Seuss.
Dr. Seuss do?
I feel like they tried to cancel
They're
him.
trying to cancel him. I don't know. He's just trying to speak for the trees
Just-
because the trees have no tongues.
Leave Dr. Seuss alone, okay?
Just leave him be.
that one, back off. You can't have Dr.
I didn't
Seuss.
realize Dr. Seuss did something.
They tried to cancel him. I don't
He's
know who
been
they
dead
are,
for
but
years.
they
How
did
can
it.
they cancel him?
Well, just reading. It really stirred some
They
things
can
up for
cancel
people.
him with a fox. They can cancel him with a box.
These are gonna be great shorts. I love this. You guys got gold right
I
here.
think so.
But that is not my movie.
Okay.
The other movie that I like to watch on Thanksgiving is Willow,
Oh,
Willow.
wait, Willow?
which I did not know was a Disney movie until I recently discovered that they're having like a Willow remake. Lucas,
The series, yeah.
yeah. Oh, okay, it's a series, not a movie. And I was like, wait, Willow's Disney? And so I guess technically it is now Disney since.
It was Lucasfilms.
Yeah, Lucasfilms.
Correct. It was a Ron Howard joint.
Do you know Willow, Mario?
We talked about Willow recently. Yeah, I watched it a long time ago. I haven't seen it in a while. But I never thought of Willow being a Christmas movie.
Yeah, for some reason it just used to be on TV like around Thanksgiving when I was a kid, and now that's what I think of when I think of at least Thanksgiving holiday movies.
That's a great choice. That's
Yeah.
a really good choice. Warwick
Cable
Davis.
can imprint on your brain. If you're like a cable kid and you grow up, because like certain things come out and you just watch them over and over whenever they were on cable.
Yep.
So yeah, I could see that.
I mean, that's when George Lucas was like, you know what? This is so Star Wars is over. He liked working with Warwick Davis. Ron Howard was in the running to direct Return of the Jedi, so they knew they wanted to work together. So this was one of his productions. So instead, he went with Willow. I mean, we got early Val Kilmer as
Yep.
Mad Mardigan. You are great. That part of the trailer always stuck in my head, and that was the first thing I looked up. Like, wait, is Mad Mardigan going to be in it? But I think this is going to be time proper when they fast forward, because Willow looked like he had a lot of gray hair now, so Mad Mardigan was too mad that he'd still be around.
Yeah.
But
I
good
wonder
choice.
though if the evil witches wolf things are going to be in.
Oh yeah, what
you
were
remember
those things?
those?
Yeah, what were those things called?
They looked like they were like Labradors in like really ugly like wolf suits. Like it looked like if you ever you'd have to go watch the movie again, but from what I remember, it looked like it was a dog dressed up in an evil suit. But it wasn't actually like evil. It was movie magic.
Yeah, it was movie magic. We had Billy Barty in there, another very famous little person actor. He was really good. So great cut. Great deep cut. That was directed by Ron Howard, but the story was by George Lucas. Because I think George Lucas he was getting to the point where he didn't want to direct himself anymore. That's why he gave Spielberg Indiana Jones, and he gave
Well, he
Willow
didn't
to
really
Ron
want to
Howard.
direct at all for the most part.
No.
For some reason, he came back and directed the prequel trilogy.
Well, thank goodness he did. I don't care what you haters say out there. Thank goodness he did, because now that's Bible. And there's a generation, Chelsea, probably your generation, that feel like that prequel trilogy is even better than the original trilogy.
Well, I am a geriatric millennial, and I do have older siblings, so the original trilogy
Sticks
is what I
to-
know. But I definitely was a fan of the prequel because I loved Hayden Christensen and
Yeah.
Natalie Portman. She's from Long Island.
She is?
I'm
I did
pretty
not know
sure
she
she's
was
from
Long
Long
Island
Island,
strong.
yeah.
Say something about the motherfucking prequels, bitch. Remember that? That was great. Yeah, I know. I kind of just try to blurt it out.
You did good.
Yeah, I'm surprised she's Long Island strong. So
All right, so Willow. Check out
Willow,
Willow this
yes.
Christmas.
Yep.
you have a. Oh,
This
yeah, there it
Thanksgiving.
is. Is that from the new one?
I
Or is
think
that
that's the old one, yeah.
That's the OG, but
Oh,
he's,
he's doing magic tricks.
Yeah.
He made a pig disappear.
yeah, that was so good. Let's just read the. You want to read the premise really quick? It's
Sure.
a 1988 dark fantasy adventure film directed by Ron Howard and produced by Nigel Wool. It was executive produced by George Lucas. Lucas conceived the idea for the film back in 1972, approaching Ron Howard to direct during the post-production phase of Cocoon, another great movie
Yes.
back in '85. So set to release it, and for some reason it did make its money back, but it only had mixed reviews. But the television series that will serve as the sequel to the film is scheduled to be released on Disney Plus on November 30th, 2022, and that's why you said it is the perfect end of November movie.
Here's Willow presently. Yeah, you see he's
Yes, there is.
gotten a little older. But
Man, so we're only a couple of weeks away
Still
from
Willow.
that. Good
I'm
show.
gonna watch it.
Yeah.
it looks like Disney is taking your lead here, Chelsea, because they're releasing it around Christmas.
Boom.
Yeah. There you go.
There you go.
You're knocking it out of the park. So I don't know, Mari, do you have another one? Because I have a feeling.
Lethal
she's-
Weapon too.
I don't have another one prepared. Do you have another one? Do you have another one?
Oh, let's see. That would consider like I don't want to do another Pixar movie.
I have one. I just thought of one.
Okay, go for it.
Goldberg's Santa Sleigh, which is highly underrated. It's a fun movie.
We got all the Long Island Loops, right? Because that's got Fran Drescher in it, right?
I don't know that. Maybe I do know it then. I just don't know it off the name.
Yeah, she has a very.
I know Fran Drescher. I don't know Goldberg's Golden Sleigh.
He is like a crazy Santa, right? I don't think I've ever actually seen it, but I know the trailer and I've seen a lot of GIFs for it. And
there's no, like, you look at the box, there's no reason you would say, hey, I'm going to watch this. It looks horrible, but it's actually really good. It's really well done. He plays like, because I mean, in like certain, what is it? Northern European Dutch areas, like Santa's like a horror story.
Oh yes.
There you go. Mm-hmm. Santa's sleigh.
Krampus.
It's like Krampus,
okay.
Except
Krampus
it's Goldberg, and I mean, he comes to your house and kills you if you're bad. That's pretty much the premise.
Also, he sounds Jewish.
It's really it's well done.
Goldberg,
it's a good.
Yeah,
It's surprisingly good.
He's one of the chosen people.
It's entertaining,
like me.
The chosen ones.
But that's obviously not Disney, so don't. Oh. That's not on Disney Plus. Don't sign up.
No, that's where I was really like, I really don't know this Disney movie. How's this not on my radar? Directed by Bret Hart.
Wait, the wrestler?
JJ, I would love that. Bret Hart was actually my favorite.
Really?
Growing up.
So you know what today is?
Is it his anniversary? Of his
today? No, today is the anniversary of the Montreal screw job where Bret Hart got screwed for real out of his title.
What a segue.
Yeah.
Wow.
I didn't even know that was going to come up. But today's the 25th anniversary of Earl Hebner saying, "Ring the bell," and Bret Hart spitting in Vince McMahon's face. And he lost, it was a $20 million contract to get out of that. Like, he legit got screwed. They're like, this is how the match is going to go. And then when he went out there, it went completely haywire. And you saw what people saw on pay-per-view was like legit real. Like, they were teaching Shawn Michaels like some defensive move just in case Bret got wise to it and you were going to watch a real fight live. Like, this was like before wrestling became public, it was a little bit more of that dirty side of the business. So like, this is how you can incapacitate him just in case, he tries to like go for your windpipe or break your knees.
Yeah, just in case he's actually trying to wrestle you.
Yeah, there's a real fight. So.
Just in case.
Yeah, so there's your segue. That's your fact. November 9th. 1997, the day of the Montreal screw job, which gave birth to the Attitude Era, and Vince McMahon, who clearly lost his mind.
Which wrestling conspiracy theorists still maintain was a work.
There's nothing. I remember being in the locker room and everything you brought up, they're like, that's a work. Hey, did you watch the latest American Gladiators? Yeah, that's a work. It's like, what? Why is everything a work? Like, you're going to watch the NBA playoffs? Oh, that's a work.
What's a work?
Also, work is predetermined. It's gimmicked.
Okay.
It's staged.
Scripted.
It's scripted. Yeah. We don't use the F word around here. Well, there's 2 F words we don't use. Both have 4 letters and both have a K in there. Yeah.
Got it. Okay.
We don't use either of those words because these are fake, because it's not fake when you get punched sometimes. It's all fun and games until, oops.
It's the other F word, the 3-letter F word.
Yes,
it's fun.
Yeah.
And then
that's we prefer to call it
farty.
Fun.
I love fart jokes. Can we segue there? No.
That is an F word too. But anyway, yeah, that is the segue. All right, I think I got one, and I think you guys are going to be really surprised. And I'm only bringing it up because it has Catherine O'Hara in it. Yes. And I think, wow, she is in a lot of our memories. This wasn't originally a Disney movie, but now it is. But you got to go with Home Alone.
Yes, that is on Home Alone. Ah!
Kevin!
Where's Kevin?
Yes, it got him to basically, he was a little kid hosting Saturday Night Live. That's how big,
Macaulay
Culkin became because of Home Alone. So I think that's something that, even though that technically would fall under that it's a Christmas movie.
For sure.
But you can watch that at Thanksgiving and not feel like out of place.
Absolutely. That was like in my runners-up category, by the way.
It's very much a Christmas movie.
Yeah, for
and
sure.
And the thing, I feel like, is there, the only Thanksgiving movie that I can think of that is truly a Thanksgiving movie is Plane, Trains, and Automobiles.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
You know?
Well, we did a list, right? We found a list of last year.
Did we do that last year?
Yeah, we did 10 Thanksgiving horror movies.
Oh.
Thanksgiving horror movies.
And we found some. And surprisingly, we found some. And not all of them were Thanksgiving, the fake trailer from Grindhouse.
Yeah. Sidebar, if
Ela.
you are a fan of Planes, Trains, and Automobiles this holiday, they're actually releasing a new Blu-ray, which has like an hour of cut footage.
Really?
Oh, but like with John Candy?
Yeah, like with John Candy, Steve Martin. Like apparently they cut out like an entire subplot, and it's they brought it all back for this new disc, which I'm probably gonna have to cop.
Wow.
For that. Anyway,
I mean, talk about pull on your heartstrings. That always gets you, right? Mm-hmm. For sure. It was recently
Unseen footage of like your favorite actors or
that chokes you
comedians or
up.
just people. Yeah.
Ryan Reynolds is a huge fan of John Candy, and he actually brought up a lot of his stuff recently when they were talking about his birthday that came up recently. So I think we're going to be seeing a biopic of John Candy very, very soon.
I wonder who would play him.
who's going to play John Candy?
Man, I don't know. That's a tall order for sure.
That is a tall order.
Yeah, I don't know if they would do that.
The thing about Home Alone, though, and it's funny because I feel like I feel like Home Alone is Die Hard for kids. Yeah. It's basically the Die Hard premise, but for children. But also, Die Hard is also a Christmas movie, so there had to be some sort of crossover there. I think, from the writer's perspective.
I feel like I think they did 3 Home Alones with Macaulay Culkin. 'Cause
there was 2 with him, and then there was a third one where they were trying to. There was 2 was Lost in New York.
Because that's when I remember. I thought that for some reason I thought that might have been the third.
Yeah, there
Yes.
is a third, but it did not
Okay.
have Macaulay.
Okay.
They went to the well, and the well was dry,
Yep.
and they couldn't do that
Because even
anymore.
the second one was fun. I guess also
Yeah, the
being from New York, I was like, oh, I like this, and
Yes.
I liked all the actors. Like, so
Yeah, no, that was actually
So
really
pushy.
good. So that counts as a Disney movie now.
yeah, it sure does.
Home Sweet Home Alone was another Disney movie, and that was actually 2021. So I think they're still trying to milk it, but it's not. I don't know if that was a prequel boot.
It's like thunder in a bottle. You
Yeah.
can only get it up to twice as long as you have Macaulay Culkin.
Yeah. It
Look,
did
I'm
not
sure
work.
Disney is
Catherine
watching
Hahn.
right now, so let's just book the new Home Alone. It needs to be Macaulay Culkin as an adult now. Bring him back. Bring back Rory Culkin, who is also in Succession.
Yeah,
and
he's
also
hot
very
right now.
Bring him back as well. And just do Home Alone. They're the adults. And then I guess...
What
I don't
about
know, maybe
Buck? Was that the older brother? What was the older
Buck.
brother?
Yeah, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Buck, yeah, he's around
buzz
too
cut.
as well. So they could bring him back. He's like acts in indie films. Bring them all back. You redo Home Alone, right? Except, right, I guess they forget their kids at home. But I guess nothing really happens because they all have cell phones and they can just call their mom. So I guess it would be a short.
It
Or
could be
maybe
a
an
short.
ad.
Didn't he do a short for like Radio Shack or something? Or it was definitely a food, some kind of
Macaulay
food.
Culkin?
Yeah. And it was him doing the whole Home Alone gimmick
Yeah.
that he was on there. It
Yeah,
could. Look, HBO is about to do it, right? Warner Brothers like, you know what? Let's do a new Christmas story. So they're going to have a Christmas story Christmas when all the kids are coming back as adults. That's going to be on HBO
Yeah.
Max next month. So I don't know if it's going to be good or not, but
Like with a BB gun?
yes,
Okay.
yes.
And the leg lamp?
Yet the leg lamp, fragile. It's a very free J because it's
Fragile.
Italian.
Oh,
So yeah, that would be good.
Bar of soap in your mouth?
So Mario, this one surprises me, and I'm going to throw you one because maybe you're not going to remember that it's technically a Disney movie, and it's technically from a director that you were just talking about having a conversation with. I'm surprised you didn't bring up Iron Man 3, which is a Disney movie by Shane Black that is for the holiday season.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, protecting all of Shane Black's movies take place at Christmas.
Yeah, that is just like his. What was the
That's
one
his
with Gina
gimmick.
Davis and Samuel L. Jackson?
Long Kiss Goodnight?
Long Kiss Goodnight.
Yeah.
I remember just her getting blown into the snow.
Also a Christmas movie, The Nice Guys, which is like the best movie ever.
Oh, all right.
With
Christmas
Ryan
movie.
Gosling?
Ryan Gosling and Russell Crowe.
Oh,
takes
yeah,
place
that was
during
good.
Christmas. I guess because it's LA Christmas. I don't
Yeah,
ever.
LA
doesn't-
Christmas, right?
Okay.
It's like sunny Christmas. But pretty like all of his movies take place at Christmas. That's just his gimmick every single time.
Love that. I love
Yeah.
when there's a gimmick.
Yeah.
like an Easter
gotta have a
egg.
gimmick.
Yeah.
How's anybody gonna remember you if you don't have a gimmick?
Well, especially around this stuff, like you want that repeat viewing, and we, like in the pre-internet, right? Before we had the internet to look at stuff, we would just watch this stuff over and over again. So if it had the gimmick of the holidays, like yes, I'm gonna rewatch this. And
Kiss, Bang Bang. Also
Kiss,
a Shane
Kiss,
Black
Bang,
movie.
Bang.
Christmas
Yeah, that
movie.
was another good one.
That I definitely remember that being L.A. Christmas with the
He
Hottie
was a-
Patati girl in it.
He was a ghostwriter on Die Hard, uncredited. Not sure if Predator took place at Christmas. It might have. We don't know because they were in the jungle. But
It very well could have. So Clucky said remake the movie with him as an adult pretending to be a kid getting left behind. Yeah, maybe he just has like some kind of amnesia.
or maybe it just cuts back to Macaulay Culkin 30 years later, and like this parents never came home. Like he imagined them coming home, but actually they never came back, and he grew up alone.
I just raised himself.
Sounds sad.
He raised himself, and that's the premise is how he has to function in society now as a kid who was left home alone his entire life.
And try to figure out what to do with his life, and he did survive. Well, he did really well when he was younger. So
Where do y'all sit on Jingle All the Way?
It's blurry to me, actually. I don't remember the movie,
Yeah.
to be honest.
I mean, it was the. I'd have to rewatch it. I
Yeah.
don't remember like going back, and watching it over and over again. It's definitely not. I don't feel like it was repeat, but it could be, and I just don't remember.
I guess maybe that will be a movie I watch this
There you go.
holiday
Just
season.
check it out.
Yeah, I gotta know.
All right, Chelsea. Here it is, number 3 on your list.
I think mine would be this would be considered a true Christmas movie, Miracle on 34th Street.
Of course, you went with a deep classic.
Well, I'm talking about the one with Mara Wilson. So this is where my millennials coming out.
Oh,
So it's
wow,
not the
okay.
the original one, but the one with the Mara Wilson when she had the like cute little, I don't know if it was a lisp, but she had like a very cute way of pronouncing words.
Okay.
And I just thought I just always liked it. And that might be
But was
something
it
I watched.
was it a prequel, a sequel, or just a straight up remake?
A remake, I'm
Okay.
pretty sure.
I think so.
Yeah, that it seemed like the classic story, except set in like more modern New York
Oh
City.
yeah. Wait, so this was 1994? No.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was okay.
That sounds right.
yeah, there she is. Okay, yep.
Chris Kringle.
Richard Attenborough, Elizabeth Perkins,
Mm-hmm.
Dermot Remote. No, all right. Dylan McDermott. That's who was in it. Okay. I don't remember watching this. It's got James Remar in there. Did not know that.
Add it to your list.
For
Now
all
got
you
one.
Warriors fans out there.
Warrior.
That's right.
I think Miracle on 34th Street is prime for another remake. They should remake it again.
With Macaulay Culkin.
Older Macaulay Culkin, yeah. Well, I mean, if you think about the premise, right? Isn't the premise that a guy says he's Santa Claus and he has to go to court to prove it?
Fake news. You're not Santa.
Exactly.
Fake news.
That's what I'm thinking. I feel like you could do something with that premise today in today's era. You've got a Santa Claus on TikTok or something?
It could be. Oh, a Turbo Man. Oh no, that's not America. That's still Clucky was talking about Jingle All the Way, not Miracle on 34th Street. That was definitely one of the ones, I think I don't know if this is like you're the millennial. Like
Unfortunately,
It
I didn't
is-
realize this. I don't want to.
the whole repeat viewing of A Christmas Story, but back then what we were talking about, right, is you'd watch Miracle on 34 and It's a Wonderful Life, like all these old movies, like before any of us were even around. What's going to be the new movie? Just memes? Do we just going to watch holiday memes around the
Christmas
fire?
meme.
A Christmas meme.
I like it.
No.
What's going to be the repeat movies?
That's a great question. I feel like kids today, they just don't know. They don't know what's good for them.
Yeah, you kids these days. Because, all right, I'm going to give you guys some of the list, no particular order, of some of the holiday movies. And that didn't come up, but if you're a Disney fan. So Beauty and the Beast did have like a little bit of a spin-off. They had an Enchanted Christmas.
I never got to see that.
Yeah, you didn't see it?
Nope. But I love Beauty and the Beast.
The OG, right?
There were a couple of Beauty and the Beast movies too. But so yes, that's
on there. Mm-hmm. All the ones that kind of feel like Hallmark movies, like I'll Be Home for Christmas. Apparently that was a Disney movie. I don't know, but I think Hallmark. Mickey's Once Upon a Christmas, right? No, I don't.
Sure.
I kind of put that up there with Goofy Sports. Like, I feel like Goofy Sports is like legendary, right? Like, everybody knows Goofy Sports, maybe.
Yeah, absolutely, Jeff.
I've never seen Goofy Sports.
No, maybe that was
Mario's
on long.
seen it. He's just
I'm telling you,
He's
Disney
playing devil's
creeped me out
advocate.
as a kid. I wasn't super into Disney.
Disney's A Christmas Carol. There's
Yeah,
your creep factor.
That's a scary one.
All the Santa Clauses are with Tim Allen, which there's another
That's
one coming.
Disney.
They're Disney, and I don't know if they were originally Disney or now Disney.
Well, there's a
Okay.
new one coming out as well, right?
There is.
The Santa Claus X.
Yes, there is a new one coming out. Snow Buddies is a Disney movie. Wasn't that the one with Cuba Gooding, or am I thinking of a different movie?
Snow
It
Buddies.
was the Pack of Dogs. It was the one.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's.
It's coming back to me, but I don't know if it's Disney. It could be Disney. It could be Disney. It's
Well, it is
awesome.
now. I just don't know if it
Okay.
originally was. Technically, we were talking about this. Any Muppet movie, which they had the Muppet Christmas Carol and Muppet Family Christmas, those are technically Disney now. Which also, Christmas Eve on Sesame Street.
Okay. Wow, you're.
How
I
about?
love this
Okay.
list.
How about? Tell me if this is on the list or this is what you're about to say. Emmet Otter's Jug
I
Band
was
Christmas.
literally about to say Emmet Otter's Jug Band Christmas is there, and that's like way deep cut. Yes, this is. Do you
Yeah.
remember Fraggle Rock?
Oh, I do remember Fraggle
So
Rock.
it had Emmet Otter's Jug Band Christmas had that vibe, but it was one that they always showed around Christmas.
What is the Muppet's name? Emmet
Otter,
Otter. And
Emmet
what are the
Otter.
other words you're saying? Emmet
Jug Band Christmas,
Jug. Is that another character? Jug. Band?
Jug Band Christmas. Yeah,
They're a jug. Emmet Otter has a jug band. Like they're like a
Like-
a Louisiana sort of like rinky dinky band where they play instruments that are like they play a
Homemade?
jug. One of them plays a jug,
Okay, okay.
Yes.
and the jug is the bass. And someone plays like a banjo made out of a fried chicken box or something. It's like they're like a low rent sort of like thrown together band, and they're trying to win a talent show, I think.
Yes.
So he can get his mom something for. I'm gonna cry now.
Oh,
He's trying to get his mom something for Christmas.
yeah. That was a one again. That was a great.
It's got to be on Disney Plus by now.
It is.
is there?
Yeah.
Can
so
we do a spoiler? Does
Emmet
it, does it
Otter's
do it?
Jug Band Christmas is a 1977 TV special based on the Christmas book of the same name by Russell Hoban, directed by Jim Henson, features the cast of Muppet characters, produced by the Jim Henson Company, premiering on CBC television, not CBS television, but it was definitely one that.
There they are. So he plays a cigar
yes.
box. He's got the base is a wash tub. Man, Emmet Otter's jug man. This is that's
It gets hard to watch after a
it
while.
is hard to watch.
But they
I
also
can't even
have
look at
like
the photo.
they
Is
have-
it like Up where it makes you cry because of the mama situation, or?
Jim Henson knew how to tug at the heartstrings
Yeah.
a little bit too. He struggled with a lot of his identity and his sexuality, and I think that started to show through some of his work. So that's why a lot of his characters had that misfit vibe, the lovable misfits, and I think that's kind of how he always felt. And that one he went even a little bit deeper.
Add it
into
to the list.
Yes, add it to the list. I think I'm pretty sure it is on Disney Plus.
Can we tag Disney Plus in this and get a sponsorship, please? Because I think we're really putting them over in this segment.
Yeah,
they-
for real.
yeah, you
like
It's
totally
only
deserve
$7.99, and you get all the Marvel movies, you get all the Pixar movies, and you get Emmet Otter's Jug Band Christmas.
do you need anything else?
$7.99,
Wars.
folks.
Star Wars. That's
So you
another.
get Star Wars. We didn't even
holiday
mention
vibe.
Star Wars.
The sequel trilogy, I think, technically moved them out of the summer blockbuster, and they became. Oh, look at that!
There it is. See,
I brought a costume change because one of the Star Wars is definitely where I go to for the holidays. Every Thanksgiving, for the past
I
couple
remember
years.
you saying that you
Yep.
used to actually get tickets and reserve it.
Yep.
Yeah.
At Alamo Draft House on Thanksgiving. We'd get it in the morning, go watch a new Star Wars movie, and then I'd cook dinner. So that's my new holiday tradition.
Oh.
Even though we don't have another Star Wars movie, but
Well, I feel like the Mandalorian usually drops around Christmas time, so I think they got wise to that.
Okay.
So I'm gonna drop but that's pretty deep. I mean, you also have some Winnie the Poohs that are very Moog. So, but I feel like these were a lot of the spin-offs
Yeah.
of doing that. But again, I didn't want to keep it very specific to just like based on the holiday itself, the December holidays. Like I like your November deep cut. I think Willow. That's the vibe we're going to. So well done. Round of applause for that, Disney. that Disney list. We got a lot of extras in there, a lot of bonus.
I got more, but it's not Disney.
Yeah. Oh, go for it.
Can I tell you? Okay.
Yes,
so
tell us.
one movie I could watch every year, Love Actually, with those lovable Brits, Keira Knightley.
Oh, yeah.
The guy from Walking Dead.
To me, you're beautiful.
Yes. So I love that one. I can watch it all the time. I think, was it Colin Firth?
Colin Firth.
Yes.
Yep, he's in there.
Scrooged.
Oh,
Scrooged
Bill
is
Murray's.
good.
Yeah.
That is one of my favorites. Oh, that's a good one. Because it's like, a Christmas Carol.
It is, yeah. Yep, Scrooge is a good one.
Gremlins? Does that count?
Oh my God! Of course, Gremlins counts. Dun 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 dun. Yes, that's so good.
My parents.
I mean, it
used to call
starts
me
with
Stripe.
that Ronettes Christmas song. It's awesome.
Yeah.
Oh man,
Love Gremlins. But Scrooge is really, really good. I don't think Scrooge gets enough credit. I think it's like the best version of A Christmas Carol that's out there.
I would agree with that. Yes.
And Bill Murray, it was in that era where Bill Murray was just like, I'm not doing the lines from the script. I'm just going to say what I want.
yeah.
And he made like Ghostbusters is like that. Like all his 80s work is like that, where he just ad-libbed the entire movie.
His stuff was crazy. Dogs
Yeah.
and cats living together, mass hysteria.
Yeah.
Ghostbusters is a Christmas movie, by the way.
Okay, there we go.
They actually sing Christmas songs, so that one counts. Mario, speaking of that, Chelsea, we are going to see Quentin Tarantino this Saturday in Austin, Texas, for a book reading. And my segue to this is Quentin Tarantino has heat with Bill Murray, and he thinks Chevy Chase was the better post SNL because he never liked Bill Murray's movies that had a redemption arc like Scrooged. Do you agree or disagree? So we're gonna have to bring this up Saturday. We might get to ask Quentin Tarantino. We're gonna ask him, what do they call a Whopper when he went over to when he went to Amsterdam, and what's the heat with Bill Murray?
Are you going to record it?
So they take your phone and they put it in.
Yeah,
the
they're
Ziploc.
doing Ziploc
Yeah.
phone Ziplocs.
Yeah, they do that at a lot of comedy shows.
Our
Tracks.
Clucky says screw redemption arcs.
Clucky, you love a good screw.
I mean, I can appreciate that perspective, but doesn't every movie have a redemption arc? It's just part of writing a script where you have your main character changes in the course of the script. So he either starts out as a dick and becomes nice, or is too nice and becomes a dick. That's the only way it can go.
Right? Die a hero, live long enough to see yourself become the villain, I feel like is a new way of looking at things, where the old way was like you did want somewhat of a redemption because you feel like Night of the Living Dead, right, is a great ending, but man, you walk out of that theater very heavy because you're like, oh, that felt real. Like I got real in my real life. I don't want real in my fantasy life. So I don't disagree or agree, but I just really thought that stuck with me that I didn't know he had that type of, he preferred Chevy Chase, who's not very well liked in the Hollywood scenes, right? I feel like a lot of people got in fights. Didn't he get?
He's like one of the most hated actors out there. Yeah.
Chevy Chase?
People hate him. Yeah. They don't want to work with him.
Working with him. But why does that not reflect through on his stuff?
Yeah, because he's so good. The Invisible Man?
Yeah.
Or what is the one where he breaks,
Modern Problems? No.
I think Demi Moore is in it, and Dan Aykroyd's the judge. Like, they go to that.
Oh.
What is that movie?
Nothing But Trouble.
Nothing
But Trouble, yes.
Oh, Chevy Chase.
Those are some Chevy Chase deep cuts.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good one.
But I was saying maybe Quentin Tarantino just was like between a rock and a hard place. He's like, if you had to choose Bill
Maybe
Murray
that's-
or Chevy Chase.
You can only have one.
Yeah,
He's
he
thinking
did. Like
critically.
he preferred Chevy
Yeah.
Chase. I don't know. So maybe we can get some clarity this
Get it?
Saturday.
I'd love
and
to know
just,
the answer.
and just clear this up. But yeah, I thought that was everybody loves a lot of Bill Murray, but again, Chevy Chase movies as well. So good.
Well, people love Bill Murray for the legend.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know if you've heard like the legends of Bill Murray, right? Like how he turns up in Austin, or he used to at like parties.
Like Val Kilmer?
Like
Doesn't
he would
do
just
that
be
too?
he would just be like
does,
bartending
yeah.
at a frat party.
Oh.
Just by random.
I've seen him in wedding pictures. Like he'll
Yeah.
jump in the people's wedding pictures.
He would show up at just like random events. He would post it on, I don't know wherever people used to post things
Tumblr?
before Twitter. Yeah, like one of those early posting sites. It's like, what's going on?
MySpace.
Invite Bill Murray, and he would choose stuff and just show up. And I know a friend of mine had an interaction where he went to this was like a South by party, but he went to this event and like Bill Murray was tending bar, and you'd go up to the bar and whatever you ordered at the bar is like, oh, I'll have a gin and tonic, and he would just pour you a shot of tequila, and that's it.
No
and that was his whole gimmick.
Yeah,
That's
so
a reason to go out. Just like you might accidentally bump into Bill
Yeah,
Murray.
so I remember the banners, Bill Murray, Crash Our Party, that were floating around.
Okay,
so.
it might be coming back to me. I have a terrible memory.
You've seen it. But yeah, I would argue, Hefe says hello, by the way, but he also says that Modern Problems, another Chevy Chase joint, is a classic. He said he called it a masterpiece.
Oh.
Yeah. And I mean, I'm very fond of Foul Play. You know, it had Burgess Meredith. I mean, Dudley Moore,
Chevy Chase, and Goldie Hawn. No, you know what's mine? Seems Like Old Times.
Seems Like Old Times. That was another one that was
with
so
all the
good.
that's like classic screwball comedy. Like it's like perfect.
Yeah.
Have you seen that one? Seems Like Old Times.
I can't remember it, but I wonder if once I put it on, I'll know. You know, you guys, I've got a very lucky trait about myself is that I can rewatch movies and not know how, like, not remember them. That's why I can go back and rewatch them or series. Like a year later,
every movie is new again.
That's sometimes how it is. But I that one and Modern Problems. Now I'm like, I feel like I should have seen them because I did watch a lot of Chevy Chase growing up, but I can't put my finger on it.
Seems Like Old Times
Seems
is
like
so
Old Times,
good.
Yeah.
It's Chevy Chase is basically forced to rob a bank. And then he has to seek shelter in the home of his ex-wife, who is Goldie Hawn. And now she's married to Charles Grodin, and their butler is T.K. Carter. It's great. And like remember at the end, Jeff, I always wondered what the hell this was that they were making, but they talk about it constantly because the main dish they're making is pepperoni chicken.
Oh, yes, I do.
What is pepperoni chicken?
I don't know. Because I remember talking to my grandma because she made... It was Puerto Rican, right? So it was pepperoni rice. But I was like, is pepperoni chicken like somehow related to pepperoni rice?
Could you make it in an uni?
Yeah, you could make it in an uni. Oh, great cuts. You know, Hefe gives us another great cut, and I guess this is a full circle for a Billy Barty callback. We were just talking about Billy Barty and Willow. Under the Rainbow was another one, which I would put in our holiday movies. That was another Chevy Chase joint. It was a 1981 comedy directed by Steve Rash. Had Chevy Chase, Carrie Fisher, and Billy Barty. Set in 1938. Plot loosely based on the gathering of the little people in the Hollywood hotel that were auditioning for the Munchkins in The Wizard of Oz. Look at that. We're calling everything back.
Yeah,
we went full circle on that. But that was another one that was really good.
Thanks, Hefe.
So, yes. So he's got... So, yeah, it's hard because Chevy Chase, you forget, I mean, he has a deep breadth of films just as much as Bill Murray does. So, that was good. We got a lot of stuff. I don't know if you have any more of your honorable mentions you want to hit. We can take a breather if we need to.
Just one more, it's just more something I like to watch during like Christmas break. Harry Potter. I watch all the Harry Potters. Usually.
Harry Potter is Christmas, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like he's, or is he, again, that's, I guess, holiday. All his stuff, I feel like there's only a few of the movies that dropped in summer. For the most part, they always dropped around November, right?
That might be right. That might be why I go to it. That's a good point.
Yeah, I feel
didn't
like
realize.
it's always dropped in November. And anytime you think of magical snow, you think of Harry Potter, for sure. Bill Murray is the Shack of Austin, just randomly there. Harold and Kumar Christmas, all because they had Waffle Bot and Violent Night because Santa becomes John Wick. Honorable mentions. That's a future honor.
Violent Night
mention.
is not out yet.
No, that's 1 month away. Hopper from Stranger Things is going to be a very violent Santa because he.
Are you looking forward to it?
I'm very much looking forward to that. Have you seen the preview for it yet?
No, but I did just read about it.
It looks really good.
And I love the title. I was like, oh, that's clever. Violent Night.
Hopper's got the actor. He just has such a charm, like the way he talks.
Yeah.
There's just something about him that he's so charming that you're like, you want to see him. So I think it was masterful booking to have him.
I think it's his forehead.
You think that's what it is?
Yeah.
He ate the cookie and he sounded exactly like Hopper and he was like, ho, 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 ho. And I was like, man, I got to see this movie just for that. We covered a lot of ground. You
Yeah,
guys
I'm
wanna
like, I
keep
think
going?
I might be Christmas.
You want-
I don't have any more Christmas
No
to
Christmas?
give, but I have Christmas to comment on. If you guys have some ideas, you got a full list over there.
Oh no, that was a
Okay.
lot. Yeah.
What about Clucky? Do you have any more honorable mentions?
That was good. Honorable. JJ did mention Mick Foley has a Santa Claus special on Netflix, so that was pretty good because Mick Foley. Do you know him? Mankind, Cactus Jack, the professional wrestler from the '90s. He's the one that the Undertaker threw off the cage.
The Undertaker.
Yes.
So I probably yeah.
You might know him. You might recognize him.
Okay,
Like,
okay.
oh, you're the guy that went flying off the
Yeah.
cage. Mick Foley. We're doing nothing but callbacks tonight. Mick Foley is a Long Island legend.
Hey, okay. I should
Strong
know.
Island. So he is he's obsessed with Christmas.
Okay.
And he went through this transformation. It's like, and he goes to Christmas Land like a couple of times a year. He's a real amusement park. But anyway, he goes through like, I want to really become Santa Claus. Like, I dress up for Santa Claus, but I want to become Santa Claus. So you have him getting the beard done and how to do it, and he basically goes to Santa Claus boot camp on how to become
Where does
a
he get the
Santa
belly?
Claus. From food now, but I think they also do have a gimmick of way of doing it. Clucky said technically Deadpool 2. Deadpool 2 is a Christmas movie. So it could. Yeah, we got a lot. We covered a lot of ground. You want to take a break? You good? Do you want a water? Do you want anything? You want to
Water?
take a break for, and then we'll
Let's do a quick be right back.
BRB, and then we'll come back with
Stay
some
on, viewers.
weird beer. So
We'll
Don't
be
leave.
right back.
BRB.
Don't go anywhere.
When it's late and your productivity is falling off, you can splash a little water on your face, or better yet, revive with Vivarin. Government-appointed experts say it's safe and works, and all you need is one glass of water. So revive with Vivarin.
I can't believe it. Don't you ever quit? I've been away a long, long time. I mean, a really long time. And my roommate is still going strong.
Meet his roommate. Renews It Roommate Air Freshener with twice the freshening liquid, so it freshens air longer than Magic Mushroom.
It's incredible. I can't believe how long my roommate is lasting.
Long-lasting roommate from Renews It, where fresh ideas are always in the air.
You, behind the coffee cup, show us your Caffrey smile. Caffrey decaffeinates your smile. Caffrey toothpaste helps keep coffee and tea from staining your smile like they stain your cup. Get Caffrey toothpaste or gel and show us your Caffrey smile.
Usually I get things right. I do, but not my perms. Almost right, not quite right, wrong. So now what? Precisely right by Ogilvy. The perm you can't get wrong because it shuts itself off, so it won't over-perm or frizz. Look, beautiful body and soft, shiny curl. I finally got it right. Precisely right by Ogilvy. You just can't get it wrong.
This is what butter looks like. Before, it looks like this. Unfortunately, butter can also look like this if you weren't careful. So we made this, new all-natural Butter Bud Sprinkles. We took the same flavor as this, removed fat and cholesterol, and left only 4 calories per serving. So even though Butter Buds looks like this, it has the delicious flavor of this. New Butter Buds, a better butter.
Why is manwich my family's favorite meal? Because manwich sauce is loaded with tomatoes and onions and peppers.
Because it's fun.
Or that it's so hot and hearty.
Because it's fun.
I love manwich because it's fun.
Manwich, it's fun.
This is Terry. For her, cooking in olive oil is a family tradition. Unfortunately, so are excess fat and calories. Well, Terry, meet Pam. New olive oil Pam cooking spray. Because it's Pam, it adds up to 90% less fat and calories. And because it's imported olive oil, it has a great taste. Who says you can't improve on tradition?
And to think I could have married a man who drank just plain orange juice.
I told you life with me would be paradise.
Introducing Dole Paradise Fruits, 100% natural tropical juices in fresh combinations that are a delicious change from the ordinary.
Pineapple, orange, guava, or pineapple, passion, banana.
Passion? Passion? We'll have another.
Life's a little fresher with Dole.
Mitchum antiperspirant is so effective, you could even skip a day. if you wanted to. Dermatologist tested Mitchum.
It's a big idea. Hey, whose time is right? Don't have to hide it. It's out of sight. The perfect pack in a tiny wrap. Only in disguise. Need a...
They fit in your locker.
Perfect. I didn't see anything. It was perfect. Couldn't see anything at all. All right, we're back. So we're going to move to a spot that we like to call Weird Beers. Just
Still got the Halloween sting there, so we'll use it for a while.
Just that was a pretty good.
Tales from the Crypt.
Yeah, I was just thinking that was a Crypt Keeper.
Yep.
Hello, kitties. Time for weird beers.
Dose thumbs up. That was
We'll
good,
do the
Jeff.
Christmas one next.
All right. So we're going to start with, this is a Primo special, ¿verdad? This is Primo. This is from the Other Half Brewery.
Show the label there.
It is called Green City.
All right, I gotta look this one up.
Yeah,
Sounds sustainable.
You're gonna want to look it up. It does sound sustainable. In the future, beer will be fine. So this one, I'm gonna read.
This is from your hood, Brooklyn, New York.
Brooklyn, no
New
sleep
York.
till Green City. So I'm gonna read you the ingredients first because I don't want you to get spooked from the actual flavor. So, you ready? It is bourbon barrel aged imperial stout with cinnamon, chocolate, vanilla frozen yogurt, and caramel. It is packing 14%.
Is that 14%?
Yeah, it's a big
Jeez,
dog. So
okay.
yeah, this is a sipping beer. To quote, what's her name in Greece? It says here it's a dessert wine, but the flavor is churro hot dog.
I love a hot dog. I love a churro.
Put together.
You always think churro or hot dog. You always think churro and hot dog.
Right.
When you think beer, like on a hot day.
So it's not a chocolate and peanut butter put together. A churro hot dog is not the Reese's peanut butter.
Is that a thing? Is that a Brooklyn thing? Do they put hot dogs in churros?
No, churros are not even a Brooklyn thing, right? You get Italian donuts in the bag, and the bag gets all
Zeppoli?
greasy.
Yeah, you'd eat a
Zeppoli, right?
yeah.
You stop at the festival and you get some Zappolis in the bag. Eat them quick before they break through the bag.
But I could see maybe where they're going with it because a dirty water dog, a DWD,
Yes.
you get that out of a cart in New York City,
Right.
in Long Island, and maybe in Brooklyn. I don't know.
Yes. Dirty water dogs are anywhere. You can literally be anywhere. You can be on the Southern State. You can be on the LIE. You can be on the BQE. And all of a sudden, you're going to see a truck. It's like, hey, you want a dog?
Yeah. You never say no to a dog?
No, and they got knishes usually, too. And that's when you know. It's
square
like, oh, yes,
knish,
square
yeah.
knish with a hot dog right next to it. It's perfect.
Spicy mustard.
And the thing about these beers is they probably only existed for a little while. They probably only got released for a couple weekends, and Primo got his hands on one and shared them with us to drink on the air. So let's shout out to Primo.
Yeah, shout out to Primo. He's got his own sting.
Is that Primo?
That is him.
That was Primo.
Well, that is the representation. But he's called in before. And Chelsea, just to give you some even more backstory, I mean, we've gotten stuff that he's gotten out of a lab that has had.
It doesn't even have a label.
It doesn't even have a label. It's just like it's in a silver can, and he's having to explain it. And it's like some of the best beer you've ever tasted.
Is this FDA approved?
Soon.
This food safe?
Asterisk. No, this
FDA
one
is
is.
a
Yeah,
work.
this one. It's a work.
I'm trying to find this one. They have so many
I don't know
beers
if
on
you're
their
gonna find
page.
it.
I can't find it.
All right, I'm gonna see if I can.
I'm ready for a
I'm
sip.
gonna pop this on the air.
Little sip.
Ready?
Oh. You know what? I guess I'll take the moment here to let everyone know about the Sticker Boys.
Oh, yes.
They're
Let's
in
bring
the
up the
house.
stickers.
The Sticker
The
Boys.
Sticker Boys hashtag. You're going to make it. It was like,
That's
don't
a
make that
hashtag
happen.
right
We're
there.
going to make it happen. But yeah, if you see that right next to that, that is the first official piece of swag in the Dos Incredible swag store that is made from our friend of the show, Geek Commander. That's right. B Rose made us these awesome stickers. We got all sizes, so if you want to go to the zero in on this guy,
I got the
on the
tiny
close-up
size,
cam
or
Gimmick.
the medium size.
Yeah, you can see that here, but you got that size, but boom, you go to the back, it's got the barcode that'll take you to doseincredibles.com. Culture Pops horror high spots, kayfabe content, boom, right all there. So thank you, Geek Commander, because we have a special announcement that's going to be coming very soon, but we may or may not be working with the Greater Austin Comic Con. So more information coming on that soon. So yeah, we're working hard. So let's celebrate by drinking some Breeze. Breeze? Is that a...
You can put these on the cups.
You can put these on the cups.
Yeah, or laptop cup.
All right, so just so you know, like right out of the gate, I see some churro sugar right on the bottle. Can you get that?
Oh, I can. Yeah, we can see that in the close-up.
Wow.
Yeah. So this looks...
Is there a hot dog in there?
I don't know. Let's find Yeah, I don't know if they're...
Whole hot dog.
Oh my God, thicker than a Snicker. What is this?
Jeez Louise, it looks like sludge. It looks like cold chocolate.
He created sludge. I'm just gonna give you just a. You just want a little dollop?
I just want to sip.
Yeah, we'll just give you a little dollop.
That's way too much. Like little.
All right, I got.
Little.
Here we go.
Do you have a baby cup?
Yeah, we got this one. We'll just.
Okay, just like a.
Boom.
Yeah, perfect.
All right, cool. All right.
Okay, should I come get?
No, I'm gonna slip into intern mode. We got
Okay.
intern music, and I will bring this to you. So
Okay.
here I come. Intern mode.
Whoa, whoa, whoa! You're not wearing pants over there. Now I know I can come casual
I've told
next
you
time.
to wear pants on the show. I've told you multiple times.
Thank you. Thank you, intern Jeff.
Look how thick that is.
That's
I'm into it. Yeah.
legs on this
This
one.
is the first beer I've had actually in weeks. So.
Oh, actually, it smells good. Oh, I can't decide.
Wait, did you whiff it?
I did. Like it smelled good at first, and then like it went into my brain.
It smells like cooking chocolate.
All right.
All right.
So I already gave you right. 14% ALC by volume, 1 pint, 0.9 fluid ounces. Green City, which I don't know how Brooklyn is Green City. Brewed by Other Half Brewing Company, 1401 Oakey Street, Northeast Washington, D.C. And there's a government warning, but we don't read warnings.
Okay.
All right, ready?
Should we do a
Cheers.
toast?
Yes, toast.
To
To Sticker Boys.
Sticker Boys.
Let's not start the Sticker Boys hashtag.
Sticker Boys, hashtag, to dose thumbs up. Let's go. Okay.
All right, here we go. Cheers.
Dose. Incredibles.
It's tasty, I think.
Yeah, it's good.
It does.
It doesn't have Sticker Boy.
I can taste the hot dog.
Oh my God, you can taste the hot dog.
And you can taste the churro.
It does remind me of like a dark chocolate candy. Like Ghirardelli makes a dark chocolate square candy that has like a more liquid, not like an oozing kind of fruit filling.
Oh, that's we need a sponsorship. Yeah, I love Ghirardelli's chocolate, but I have had that. It's in the square, and it's got the little
raspberry
jelly.
one's my
Yeah,
favorite.
those are good.
I'm
Their
trying
deep
to.
chocolate chips are good too.
This what is it? What is
How
this?
do we taste the hot dog? I taste more hot dog and less churro.
This brewing company's got a lot of interesting beers. Look, they've got a fully loaded baked potato IPA.
Wow. Man, someone is just eating their drinking their calories.
I mean,
somebody was hungry when the brewmaster was like, "I need to start eating lunch before I start brewing these beers." You know what sounds good? A baked potato.
A loaded baked potato.
A loaded baked potato as a beer.
No one's ever looked at a beer and says, "You know what that needs? Chives."
Sour cream.
But actually, it's not bad. I was like, this is a dessert wine, hands down, for sure. But I am thinking every time I take a sip, I'm thinking of Emma Stone when she was on SNL, and she's like, "You guys want some hot dogs?" That's a great skit. Google it. You'll
Okay.
enjoy it.
Emma Stone, Austin native now.
Yes, she's an Austin native.
She lives in Austin, yeah.
So we will be running into her next year when we have our short film in Fantastic Fest.
Okay.
Oh, here is
South
the
by.
Green City Stout. I found it. Yeah.
It's a pretty bottle.
This is actually a different one. This is Dulce de Leche version.
Oh.
I think they have
it's
another.
V2. Yeah.
That's version 2. We got version 1.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, wait, no. Here
There's
we go.
V1. Oh.
Which one is it? It's
Up
one of
to
these.
so next
Is
to
it-
where.
Is it the B? Well, there's
that
no
says
BA on here.
Imperial. You're right. Sorry.
This is Wild Thai Banana. No, man.
Okay.
Wow.
They've
they
got so
some
many
serious
versions of the
dessert
Green City.
flavors here.
This is a pretty active brewery. Banana and cocoa nips? No, that's not it either. Yeah, well, anyway. Check out Green Brewery if you're
check it out. They're really good. Primo's never steered us wrong, like ever. Like Chelsea, I wish you were here for the brunch beer that you had. That it was supposed to be like a seltzer, but if you drank this, your next brunch, you would be like, I want what do they call like squeegee? Skoogee?
Like what you?
It sounds like it's like spoogee. The name doesn't deliver, but it's like you're drinking a smoothie. I mean, it's that good, but it's a really smooth. It's better than any seltzer.
Oh yeah, I have some of those in the fridge there.
Yeah, boys. Yeah, I think we made Sticker Boys.
Sticker
happen.
Boys.
Hashtag. Not into Sticker Boys.
Sticker
y'all.
Boys.
If you guys want a free sticker, just
I'm
make
not
sure you
feeling
use that
Sticker Boys.
hashtag.
Sticker Boys is going to happen.
But if you do want a sticker, viewers, hashtag tweet something with Sticker Boys as a hashtag.
Yeah, if you did, we will have some giveaway because we have.
Jeff will
extra
deliver
large.
one to your house in person.
We will. Yes, I'll just drive it over. Just if you're within like 5 hours, it's totally fine. So yeah, that's a good brew. So thank you, Primo. We will do the tags and the hashtags for all that. We'll give you one last shot. The label is not as fancy as the taste itself.
It doesn't need to be fancy when you have a hot dog in it.
Well, actually, I think it's appropriately understated. Like it's because it's just so good. Like it doesn't need anything fancy. It's just like just a classic, clean look. Like we are Green City, right? That's what it's called.
Yeah, exactly.
You would never think there was a hot dog and a churro in it.
Nope, you would never think that.
You think Green City? That's obviously a quality beer. Definitely not made of hot dogs.
I feel like this is definitely another one that would pair well with some coffee. Kind of reminds me of like alcoholic cafe.
Oh yeah,
right. So you can definitely do we still have some of our pumpkin pie liqueur from Halloween?
We do have pumpkin pie liqueur.
We can mix it in here.
I did catch a clip from that. I don't know.
I'm not. It's funny. I do have a mixology degree, but when I get here, I forget it all, and then I'm like, "Oh, let's try this," and it doesn't turn out that great, but it looks good.
That's Jeff in a nutshell, ladies and gentlemen.
It doesn't taste good, but it looks. So before you go, I know, but we got to talk about it a little bit, because we do have our. This is a karaoke quad right here,
That's
right?
True. I do like
so
that.
yeah, I know you wanted to share a few of your jams because we're going to talk about, and you're welcome to stick around if you want to talk about Zac Efron and Kevin Von Erich. If you want to talk about Logan Paul, or if you want to talk about singing. It's dealer's choice.
I will let the steroids and wrestling
speak for itself.
Okay.
Okay.
I will comment on some karaoke, and I will catch the Zac Efron mentions a little later on. But because we also did chat a little bit about it before I got here, so I've got some of the backstory. But I'm curious to see you two hash it out. My sticker boys here. But yeah, let's talk a little karaoke. We've been talking about going to karaoke, I think, since like quarantine. Like quarantine hit, and then we weren't able to do anything, and then now we are able to do things, and we still don't do things.
Well, you were around for the Karaoke Underground, which we've mentioned on the show before, back when we used to work at a B2B marketing agency, which will remain unnamed. But like, yeah, we did Karaoke Underground, which was a thing, and you were definitely one of the big karaoke.
Oh yeah, I was there making those ears bleed. Get her off the mic.
No, you did good. There's some that didn't do so well, but you're definitely one of the ringers. Okay. You have go-to jams. I know we've duetted. Have we duetted?
No, we've talked about it.
Mario and I duet a lot. Like we bring the house down.
We might have done it once, but we have.
We need to find the right jam.
We need to find the right jam.
That's why we need a post like this to find that right jam. Like, what's your go? Like, I think I remember some of your go-tos, but I want to hear what you think your go-tos are.
Well, okay, the Thong Song.
Yeah,
Cisco's
okay.
The
I was
Thong
gonna say
Song.
it.
That's my number one go-to. I think it's a bit unexpected,
yes.
but it's just
it works.
Nobody ever expects the Thong Song.
It's really good. It's very musical. Like those lyrics and.
Yeah, they pair well.
Mm-hmm.
They pair well, like a
thong,
churro
thong,
and a hot
thong,
dog.
thong.
They
Exactly.
pair very
Gotta have
well.
it.
Now, I know the whole reason we brought you on for the Disney spot is I feel like you've done a lot of Disney songs too.
I have, yes. A Whole New World is one of my favorite duets.
Mm-hmm.
A whole new world. It's the hot dog.
It's the churro hot dog.
Yeah, I'm not gonna sing right now, unless we got some sticker boys in the chat. If you're ready.
Sticker boys in the chat. Let's get some S's in the chat.
Let's get some S's. Just S. We're seeing enough activity.
Shit, sticker boys is gonna
sticker boys like a sticker is gonna stick.
Yep.
Hefe asked about what
Not
about.
into it.
He saw one time. Hefe saw Robert Rodriguez. That's right, the famed director, sing "Hopelessly Devoted to You."
Oh, that's good from Greece, right?
Yes.
Oh,
there's no better high when you push my love aside. Oh,
I don't know the word.
Out of my head.
Yeah.
Sorry, there. Right.
Okay. Well, yeah.
Remember that one time we saw Robert Rodriguez at the Hollywood party and he was jacked?
Oh yeah, he was Jack Diesel. Like whoa,
Like
he found the supplements.
Yeah. Did you ever hear this story, Chelsea? A long time ago, and I won't mention the company, but Jeff used to be in videos for the old B2B company, and we were at a Hollywood party. Oh
yeah.
There were celebrities
in Hollywood?
There. No, it was here in Austin.
Oh,
there were celebrities there. There's famous people. Like all the movers and shakers from Austin were there. And I remember we were walking through the Hollywood party and somebody yelled out, "It's the guy from those videos." It's the guy from the S-word videos.
That was very weird.
That was crazy, right? To this day, that's one of the biggest pops.
Yeah, it totally threw me up because we both did the look around like.
Yeah, we don't even know who said it.
Yeah.
It was just a stranger in the crowd.
Yeah, we were stalking the people that were going to be part of the From Dusk Till Dawn series, and we were looking around. Yeah. And then they're looking at us while we're looking at they're looking at me, looking at you.
Yeah.
Jeff Kretler's Worldwide.
No, that was a very strange moment.
It was a shoot Hollywood party. I'm not exaggerating.
But yeah, Robert Rodriguez, he was there, and he was like the tight black T-shirt and the tight little hat on his head.
Like it's just his head.
He was just like he was. Everything was. He was grown. He was getting big.
Yeah. So okay, we got the Thong Song, "Hopelessly Devoted." What about what's your go-to song, Mario?
Well, I'm his backup singer for one of his songs for sure.
I don't particularly have a go-to song, but I guess maybe I do. I guess because if I'm gonna double back, because I did karaoke at Fantastic Fest for a little bit when the stage opened up. But I think it changes from time to time on what mood I'm in. But right now, the song that I feel really strong with, if I'm just going to go cold into karaoke, is I'll do Baby One More Time.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you brought the house down, right?
It is a banger, and everybody knows the lyrics. Mm-hmm. And you can really get the crowd into it when you do the "and I" part, you know what I mean? You get the crowd to do that part. Everybody gets into it. Everybody secretly loves that song because you can't help but love that song.
Yeah, I think it's aging really well.
It's a brainworm. And now Britney Spears is so over. She's more over than she was when she had that hit. So that's probably if I'm going in cold into karaoke, because I'm big on the main stage. You're a main stager. Mm-hmm. Yeah, main stage. You're going in cold into karaoke. That's probably the one that I would spool up.
It's a good warm up, yeah.
But I would say I gotta cut a promo on celebrities right now because I need you guys to stop sexually assaulting people and keeping them as slaves and stop being anti-Semitic because you're cutting into my karaoke list.
Yeah.
Because two of the people that are accused of that are on my top karaoke list. I have to delete them now.
Yeah,
or I have to read a long disclaimer before I do the song.
Yeah,
which it kills the vibe immediately.
Yeah, it's like Alamo talking about now. Before we show you Blazing Saddles, we have to let you know. You're like, oh.
I have to let you know I don't support abducting underage people and keeping them as slaves.
No.
Yes. But here's the song. It's like I can't do that.
Hum along if you know it.
But yeah. Anyways, Jeff.
Well,
you have not done karaoke in a while.
Yeah, I think there was the last time I was dressed up as Jack Sparrow, the last time I did, and I think people thought that it was just like, wow, he even cosplays before he does it. I was like, no, it just happened to be a Halloween karaoke party. So I mix it up. I like to jump generations. I go to, I feel like you can always do Don't Forget About Me from Breakfast Club and everybody's there. You can do All Night Long. Lionel Richie. But then you throw a curveball, and then all of a sudden you start singing Ed Sheeran "Shape of You," and they're like, "Whoa, you know that one too?" And then you just go back to the '90s and you start singing "Snow Patrol," "Chasing Cars," and you're like, "If I'm just here, if I just lay here,"
That's pretty.
And
good,
then people are like, "Whoa!" So yeah, I bounce around a lot, but I feel like when we go up there and we do the theme from Mannequin, I feel like we find a way to pop the crowd. When there's more than one person on there, more than likely you're going to really get people hyped up. Because again, like you were talking about earlier, right? We've all done film projects together. You play off each other's energy.
Yeah.
And then you're like, Jeff, you got to come up here and do the turnaround part. And I'm like, yeah, done. I don't even have to think about it. And then
do the turnaround part.
Do the turnaround part. I was like, yeah, I don't even have to think about it. And it just works. Like I still remember like that crowd was dead at Emo's, and then we did that, and then all of a sudden the crowd like started getting closer to the stage, and then like moving up, and then the whistles started, and I was like, we popped the crowd. And it was just because you got to get the right duet.
I have a buddy who he used to be in a band, and he was a legit performer, right? And his band, they used to open up for Marilyn Manson. They used to open up for Korn. Like, they were big in that early 90s era. And he was never into karaoke. And, like, I used to talk about it. He'd never do it. And one time we went to, and he worked with me at that search engine company, and like we went to karaoke with the search engine engineers, and like I was like, just do it, and he went up and did it and popped the crowd huge because he was already a performer. He was already very comfortable.
Yeah.
Popped the crowd, and he came back, and he came back to the table and was like, I can't believe I haven't been doing that always. That is the best thing ever. And it's just like, I mean, I'm not a singer. I'm not a musician.
Yeah,
know what I mean?
are. But
it's just that feeling of controlling the crowd with your musical ability. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, it
does a lot.
It's an endorphin release that you can't replace. Like, I think stand-up comedians get it, professional wrestlers get it. You just go up there and all eyes are on you, and you're able to literally control what those eyes are doing and that emotions. Like, you can't replace that. Like, we'll do tape stuff, fine, but live is the best way to go.
Best.
Yeah, just take that script, rip it up, let's see what happens.
So I guess what I'm hearing is that it's more about like the crowd work and like kind of just feeding off their energy, giving them a little bit of yours, putting on a show.
For sure.
And maybe a little less about just how, it's fun to sing. Like, we all sing in the shower, we sing on the car, and there's no audience.
Yeah.
It is fun to sing, but it's the connection of the fun to sing to the, other people think it's fun when I sing, kind of a thing, Just
Everything.
pulling them into your shower singing.
It's true. We can
a
talk
jolt.
about quantum physics and realize that everything is energy. And when you get that energy in sync with your energy, you feel more whole. And then it doesn't matter what you're singing. You could be, it's like, ooh, what a feeling. I'm dancing on the ceiling. And it doesn't matter because now it's that in sync energy and you feel whole again because, we are all one.
Hey.
And shout out, I'm going to cut a promo on people who do karaoke. If you're doing karaoke, I don't think you should go out of your way to pick the most obscure song that you can think of. Sometimes folks go out there and it's like a B-side from some album.
Yeah.
And they'll do this song and no one will be into it. Now, I think you've got to go up there and pick the most popular pop song that you know.
A crowd pleaser.
A crowd pleaser. Because that's what you're there to do, is to please the crowd.
Party in the USA.
Party in the USA.
Yeah.
I didn't even know I liked Miley Cyrus until I was like, I'll sing it.
She's a hardcore magician.
Musician.
She is a magician and she's a musician. But I think in 10 years, we're going to be talking about her the way we're talking about Britney Spears. Like, I don't think you realize how...
Dolly Parton.
Yeah, Dolly Parton, too. And she's a huge fan
I think,
of her.
because I think Miley Cyrus still has ways to go. Like,
Yep.
I think she could do some of those adult albums that she hasn't done yet.
Yeah.
I think Wrecking Ball is like her whatever early 20s album, but like once she gets older and starts doing like, hey, I'm older now stuff.
She's gonna, and it's inevitable. She's going, and she's gonna be someone that we're gonna be talking about for years to come. They're like, oh my God, Miley Cyrus, that she just, again, has a way with connecting with her crowd and her audience. And
God willing, those vocal cords hold up.
Yeah, they hold in. Yeah, because she's
She had
Bro,
surgery
they sound
already,
rock
but
solid. They sound like they're tougher than leather.
well, she's got a different sound now, though.
Yeah.
That raspy kind of.
Yeah, she
I mean,
does have
she's a
that.
beautiful voice, regardless.
Yes, she does. So yeah, so what you're saying is we need to make this happen. So again, we're as part of our Patreon. If you have not checked us out, please check us out and support us on Patreon, because one of it is we are going to be bringing a
What's
live...
up, Anthony Barretto?
What's up, Anthony? There
He's got
he
the
is.
yin and the yang.
He's
Is
got the
back.
yin and yang. He's back. But
Anthony.
yeah, so we are going to be doing a live venue, but before we get to our own brick and mortar, we are going to be doing live spot shows that are going to include karaoke. So we actually had a pretty promising chat today with somebody that may have found a space. So maybe, we're going to be doing a State of the Union with Dos Incredibles at the end of the month next month, because the end of 22, where are we going with 2023? So we got stuff to film, we got live spot shows to do, and yeah, Chelsea, we're going to have you in there, especially if we're singing. You're going to have
You don't have to twist my arm.
Yes. I think you're going to be all about that. Those live spot shows where you can sing, do some mixtapes, just a live event, create a vibe. That's what we're trying to do. Like, what is your mission statement? We're trying to create a vibe.
Help us.
I'm getting a T-shirt gun, and we were shooting T-shirts at people's faces.
It's totally safe. It won't hurt at all.
It's a safe T-shirt gun.
That's what your Patreon
Soft
donation
cotton.
will
Yes,
go towards. Very soft cashmere.
Cashmere.
So back to the karaoke, though.
Yes.
Now that we got in that little promo.
Yes.
Obviously, we all like a stage. We like a crowd. So someplace like Emo's here in Austin's a great spot because you get on the stage and you're in front of a whole bar of people. But what about like when we go into those like private rooms? How do y'all feel about those? Are those just as fun, or is it kind of like a different vibe? Is there like a different playlist that you might go to now that you've only got a small space with some? It's more intimate.
I'm fine with private rooms. I think that for folks that like to do the private room, maybe they want to have a little smaller party, they don't want to go on stage, I'm good with it. I don't mind it. I think they get old after like an hour and a half. You're just kind of like, I'm tired of being in this small space, and I feel like other folks should hear me sing now. I feel like...
Don't keep me cooped up. Don't keep me in the closet.
Yeah, like my feathers are too bright and I can't be caged now.
Mm-hmm.
I just did like 4 songs. I'm ready. I'm ready to be on the main stage. But I got no heat with private rooms. I just think that there's a time limit on those. Sometimes people book them and it's like, we got 3 hours in the private room. I think that's a bit much.
That's fair.
I think 90 minutes is the sweet spot in the private room. And once you're done in there, you can move on to the main stage or maybe to the bar or whatever, or have go to the nacho bar or the food truck or whatever. But
that would be awesome if they actually were listening in the room. Like, I think you're ready for the main stage and a curtain opens and you just go out there and it's like Eminem and you're like, all right, yeah, I'm ready for the main stage.
Yeah.
Come on down.
That would
and
be
it's like
good.
Simon Cowell. It's like, let's get you out of here. The rest of these
You're
losers
going to
can,
Hollywood.
the rest of these losers can sing in here forever.
I'm the same way. I like the private rooms, and it reminds me of going into the wrestling gym during the week, when it was open from like 6 to 9, and you were just like, hey, let's go take some bumps, let's roll around, do the matches, and you would be in there for hours, and you wouldn't leave, and you'd be like doing 3 or 4 matches in a row. Now, it's not the same thing as being live in front of a crowd, but now you're performing for trainers and other wrestlers, and you're seeing what works, and so in me, it's like Dave Chappelle going to like an underground club, and he's like, I'm just gonna go practice a set and see what you guys do. That's what it feels like for me. And plus, you can just let it rip, because eventually you're gonna just never put the mic down, because
Right.
you got the stamina all night long. Like Lionel Richie, you're going to go all night long. You're like, anybody else want this? Okay, I'll do one more.
That's
I'll do
usually
one
what I'm
more.
guilty of. That's why sometimes it's better to have that live audience, because then I can't hog the mic.
Yeah, sometimes it's like, who's next? Who's going next? Anybody going next? No, me? Okay, I'll go again.
Oh, you need a backup singer? Sure, I don't mind. Whatever you need.
Hopelessly devoted again, back to back.
No one puts Mario in a corner. That's right, GJ.
Is there any more of that hot dog beer?
Yeah, there's tons. You want another? I'll bring it over. Hold on.
No, I'll come get it.
All right, come get it.
You're not wearing pants either.
This is the Harold Kumar. It's a bottomless party.
Well, now I know for next time.
But it definitely is more like a dessert wine. Do you feel like? I feel like, to me, You need to drink a little bit, but you can't drink too much when you're singing. Like you got to know when to stop. One of my hacks is bring a little bit of coconut oil with you and just do a shot.
I didn't know what you were gonna say. I was like,
What? You shoot coconut oil before
you gotta
karaoke?
You gotta lube the pipes. Lube me up, brother. You gotta lube the pipes.
Yeah, you sure do.
Yeah, you definitely don't want to drink too much.
You don't want
then you get
it'll give you the
sloppy and
sticky
you're up there
throat.
and you don't realize.
Potato chips help too.
Potato chips.
Potato
right?
chips are
because
good.
of the oils in there.
Because of the oil, and then also the I guess abrasion of the crispy potato.
Okay, there's my new hack, and then I don't have to be weird. Like, what are you drinking?
Just my own shot of coconut oil. Don't mind me.
All right, I'm gonna. Try
I would say to folks that are scared to do karaoke so much so that they feel like I got to drink a lot, you've got to just not do that. You got to overcome your fear.
Yeah.
Because you just put yourself up there and sound like crap, and eventually, I mean, the worst thing that could happen if you're the worst karaoke singer in the world and you sound like garbage, you literally, your voice sounds like garbage coming out of your mouth. The worst thing that could happen is nobody pays attention.
Yeah.
That's it.
And you can literally stop in the middle of a song and hand the mic, and no one's gonna care. They're like,
Nope.
okay, who's next?
No one's gonna
care.
throw tomatoes at you. No one's gonna, whatever, humiliate you. The worst thing that could happen is no one pays attention. So just give it a shot.
Yeah,
that's what makes me such a great MC is because I'm convinced no one's listening to me. So when I'm on a stage with a microphone, I'm like, I got the mic.
Yeah.
No one's hearing what I say anyway.
Dance like nobody's watching.
Exactly.
Sing like nobody's listening. There's a good shout out to our friends in town at the Hideout Theater, all about improv, which wrestling's all about improv. But it gave me a really good note, and it always stuck with me. Like you plan something out, and they say right before you take that step on the stage, drop it out of your mind and just step out there and then see what happens. And there's something about it's like jumping out of a plane. You're like, I did it. I'm alive. Like I had no idea what I was going to do out there, and something happened and I'm alive. And you come out the other side of that and you're better for it. So go out there and sing Katy Perry. You might not be a firework, but to us, you're a firework. So just go out there and sing it.
Yeah, you might just be a plastic bag, but that's okay.
That's a great insult. Like, you're such a plastic bag.
Is that a thing?
No, I think it should be, right? It's not environmentally friendly. It sounds loud. It scares cats. Who wants to be a plastic bag?
It's also like a Katy Perry lyric.
Oh, yeah, there's that too. That makes more sense.
Yeah. That's my big diss. This geriatric millennial over here is like, what a plastic bag. Such a plastic bag. How's that hot dog churro?
So
beer?
the churro is starting to congeal at the top.
Okay.
Just FY. So yeah, the sugar is starting to.
The hot dog was reforming at the top. There was the skin was forming again.
I think it's T1000 liquid metal where you see the hot dog literally starting to come back together like Terminator 2. And it's going to come out of the top of the bottle.
Who knew if you fermented hot dogs, it would get you drunk?
I knew it did something to you. I just didn't know it was a buzz.
Don't throw away that hot dog water, folks. Save it.
Nope. Cool. All right, let's go. Let's do this. We're in the zone. And Chelsea, I'm going to put you on the spot. Yes. So let's talk about it.
Oh.
Zac Efron. I sent you the picture.
Yeah.
He is going to be Kevin Von Erich in an A24 joint, which you said you're a fan.
I am.
Pearl, right? X. They had a lot of great movies.
Did they have a movie with the guy from the vampire movies, and it took place in Long Island?
Oh,
and they went to Adventureland in it.
Yes, that was them. Was it actually called Adventureland? Wasn't it called A24 made it based on Adventureland?
It could
Another
have
Long
been.
Island legend.
Yeah, I'm blanking on the name, but that was that was an intense movie.
Yeah, they also did Everything Everywhere All at Once.
Oh,
That was
yep.
another big one this year, A24. So I think it's called Iron Claw, about the Von Erich family in the 80s, who I don't know if they would have been as big as Hulk Hogan was in the 80s, and that's how they were rock stars in Dallas. And it turned out to be a very tragic story of one by one something happened and they thought the family was cursed. But if you see this picture, Zac Efron definitely snuck into the Rock supplement bag when they worked together on Baywatch. And he's like, hey, I might need this someday, because he looks big.
He looks humongous.
He looks like he ate the guy from High School Musical.
I don't know a whole lot about supplements. steroids,
Well,
things like that.
Clucky says it's test and it's deep.
What do you, okay, yeah. So, because that's what it kind of looks like. And I understand that they have all the money in the world, the best trainers. He might be waking up like Hilary Swank was waking up in the middle of the night to like chug eggs and stuff.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know. But yeah, that's
Well, he said from
a meaty boy.
He said from his you can tell from the stomach that's the hack.
Oh.
Yeah, his trainer claims it's natural according to Hefe. I don't know if I don't know. Does that look natural?
Why? Because the stomach's kind of sticking out,
Yeah,
but
because
also
it bulges.
still.
Yeah, bulges out a little bit. He has a little bit of that iron.
He's got that Joe Rogan stomach.
Yeah, Joe Rogan, Iron Sheik had that a little bit, where it just kind of the lining of it. So it's interesting. No way that's natural. I don't know, but
It looks good in a blue Speedo.
It's Hollywood,
Zac
folks.
Efron.
it's just, yeah, he needs to look like that on the screen. But the funny thing, he's playing Kevin Von Erich, where Kevin Von Erich was not known for being the biggest of the Von Erichs. Everyone knows Kerry Von Erich. He went to WWE. He became the Texas Tornado, and he was huge. He was like when I met him in person, and it was like '91, so he'd already start to get a little bit smaller. I told you earlier I was supposed to wrestle him 2 weeks before he passed. And I went to a talk, and he was one of those guys that just made you feel so small, because he was like, you're literally double my width.
Was he tall, or was he just?
Yeah, he was just wide.
He was wide.
Yeah, he was just like, his chest was like super wide. But Kevin Von Erich, also, he's a great guy, super nice. He lives in Hawaii now. He's kind of like off the grid. But he was not known for being big, but he was. It's just he was standing next to Kerry, which is huge. So it's like a basketball player, like, oh, you're the short one on the team. Then you meet him in person, like, you're 6'8". It's like, yeah, I'm standing next to somebody that's 7'2". Of course I look shorter. So I think Kevin had that effect. So I'm surprised that Zach went that far in that direction where being big. So I'm really curious on who else they're going to book, because it was Kerry and Kevin were the ones that were most muscular, and the other ones were just look like regular big Texas dudes. Did you hear about the way that their dad used to train them?
No, tell me.
So Fritz Von Erich, who ran World Class, he had passed by the time I was working there. He would take his sons, and he had 5 of them, and he would go in the barn, and he would make them tie them up by their feet, and then he would pull them up, and then he would tie that off, so they would be hanging upside down, and they had to learn how to wrestle in the barn with each other upside down. So you had to get it to where you couldn't get one brother in a submission hold. You had to learn how to fight them off, but you were upside down with all the blood rushing to your head.
How did he come up with that? That's bizarre.
Yeah, it's very bizarre, but I mean, I guess that's just that.
It's interesting because a lot of wrestling doesn't take place upside down.
No, but they weren't prepared
usually
for
it's
anything.
right side up.
It is usually
Maybe
right
if
side
you're
up.
stuck in the ropes.
Yeah, if you would. I mean, you get knocked on your noggin. What happens a lot is you do get knocked out, and then you wake up, you stand up, and you have no idea where you are, what you're doing. So there's a little bit of that.
That's a good point.
It's to me, it's like very extreme. But I can tell you that building that they're wrestling, I told you, from 92 to 95, I was there every Friday night wrestling in the Sportatorium before they finally. It was definitely haunted, hands down, 100%. Haunted by the past Von Erichs. So by the time I was there was only 2 Von Erichs left. And you'd go up to basically the chicken cage where you'd watch the matches from up there, and you always felt like somebody was walking behind you when you went upstairs, and then you turn and nobody would be there.
Ooh.
It was really, and I just remember showering on these pallets that looked like you were literally going to collapse. Like they were just like corroding away. And then when somebody told me, hey, watch out for the rats when you get there. Unfortunately, ring rats was not not a derogatory term, but that was, they would call any girls or
Groupies.
guys. Yeah, groupies. They would call them ring rats. So
Okay.
when they said ring rats, I assumed, okay, you always had matches where girls would be waiting for you after a match, like near your car. It was always like freak. So when you told me watch out for the rats, so anyway, I was showering, and I turned around, and the biggest rat I've ever seen just like ran, stopped, looked at me, and then ran that way. And I was like, and I almost fell out of the shower because it wasn't that big anyway. I was like,
Maybe she
holy
just wants
shit.
you to buy her a soda.
I know. And I was just like, what?
Give her a chance, bro.
Yeah.
She's a human being.
And I was like, what? He's like, I told you to watch out for the rats. He's like, I thought you meant there was going to be people like waiting near my car. It's like, no, the rats. There's some that are like the size of cats. And they were not kidding. This building, and it always smelled like old popcorn, hot dog water. It always had that smell. But
no churros.
No, there was churros there. But this building, Elvis Presley used to perform there in the 50s.
Oh, wow.
And then it finally got condemned. And then the last 3 years, there were homeless people living in there. And they actually started a fire to keep warm. So they're like, we got to just take
This was in Dallas, you said?
Yeah, this was Dallas. The world famous Sportatorium. So you got to look it up. So it's one of those, if these walls could talk. Because, I mean, that's everybody that we know went through that. Like Ultimate Warrior, Undertaker, Cactus Jack, we were talking about. I mean, obviously the Freebirds and the Von Erichs. I mean, it was as big as WWE. And if they would have gotten that national recognition before WWE did, it would be a whole different world we'd be living in. So I'm really curious what A24 is going to do with this.
Yeah. So, I mean, obviously, just being in the scene and being such fans of wrestling, this is immediately piquing your interest with just a photograph, because that's all that was released. There's no trailer or anything.
Nope, just one photograph. That's all.
Well, I mean, I think it's more the Von Erich story.
Yeah.
It's like it's such a tragic story. They were like a huge wrestling family. They were destined to be great.
Yeah.
And they had so many tragedies. So many tragedies. How many of them died?
So there's 6 brothers and 5 of them died.
5 of the
right?
6 brothers died.
Yeah. And the dad?
Yeah, he finally passed. He sadly enough, he was the last one to die. So he got all of his son die. And I don't know. Being from Texas, the Von Erichs never really crossed over into the mainstream WWE. But you would hear about them in Texas, and in the smaller shows, Von Erichs were big. So I think I'm definitely interested in it just because of the fact that it's I don't know. If you're from Texas, it's something specific to growing up here. They're just underknown, less known. Yeah.
Yeah.
But they were global back then. Like, they were huge in Israel. Like, huge. This was before, again, it was early 80s. Before cable, and they were starting to leak out.
And like, it's funny that A24 is doing this movie, because why is wrestling so sad?
Yeah, no.
Yeah, like the wrestler.
Like the wrestler.
Oh, yeah.
It's a sad profession, and it's crazy because, like, I mean, Jeff can probably speak to this. I'm sure that's like, something that's based in like live crowds and revelry and folks cheering and stuff like that. It's such a sad profession to get into, and like a lot of the folks, even the folks that are very successful at it, end up not in a great place.
Yeah.
Well, because I mean, they're putting their bodies on the line and working for peanuts.
Yeah,
and
especially back then.
Yeah.
Now it's a lot cleaner of a business.
I remember you telling me that. Like, you didn't have a roadmap when you were trying to come up, but nowadays there are camps. And
right. Yeah, there's training centers
UFC.
and facilities
Yeah.
and people that
Ultimate
have made
Fight.
it, and it's cleaner, and people are taking care of their bodies, and there's no peer pressure to go out drinking and go out to do all this stuff, and you can survive in it a lot longer. You know, although it could be argued that they're doing more dangerous things, but it is what it is. I mean, it was always dangerous. But this one was just particularly odd because none of them were caused by the wrestling, but it could have been caused by the fame. So one of the brothers, before he even got into wrestling, he electrocuted himself as a kid, and then he died. So the biggest ones were Carrie, Kevin, and David. So they were like, those were the trio, and David was known as like the Yellow Rose of Texas. He went over to Japan, and he had some weird stomach ailment, and he died in Japan. Then you had Mike, who shot himself, and then Kerry, like I said, 2 weeks before I was supposed to wrestle him, he shot himself in his chest. And then the younger brother, Chris, he was always smaller, and he was always considered like the runt of the family, and that pressure actually caused him to kill himself as well.
Yeah.
So it was really bad. And for the parents to kind of, so of course everyone talked about like the Von Erich curse. But what is a curse, right? Something like that is something you can't even. Again,
It's just when you think like the tragedies might be over for your family. It's like, well, if you got more people in the family, we've got more tragedies for you.
So Dark Side of the Ring did a special about the Von Erich family, and that line that really sticks with me, and I'm sure they're going to do in the movie, was Kevin, who's the only one left alive, and his 2 sons are wrestling, and everything's great, and he looks very happy, and he's like, I used to be a brother, and I'm not anymore, and I'm like, oh.
That's a terrible line.
Yeah, that was like one of his main lines, and he was such a nice person too. Like you can tell by the time I met him, he was very well like out there because he went through a lot, but he could have been an angry person to anybody that came up and talked to him, like get the hell away from me, talking to me, Kevin Von Erich in the Sportatorium, but he was always you can approach him, and he was very helpful. He was willing to coach, willing to listen, to be able to survive all that and have 2, his son should be in WWE right now. They're that big, I feel like, and that story writes itself that he should be a part of it. So yeah, I'm very interested in the film.
Likewise, even more so now.
Yeah, now you're in.
Bring it on, A24. We can't wait to see what tragedies you present for us.
And the different color Speedos that Zac Efron appears in.
Folks are going to tune in. I feel like it might be disappointing. I remember seeing Spring Breakers in the theater. You know Spring Breakers? You've seen Spring Breakers. And it's got
yeah,
I forgot her name from High School Musical. Selena Gomez.
James Franco.
And a lot of folks that, a lot of folks that are like teen idols.
Were they like Port Aransas or something?
It felt like
I might be thinking of Jump Street, 21 Jump Street. Anywho, please
anyway,
continue.
it was that type of a movie, and I remember sitting in the theater and like before the movie, a commercial came out for Doritos, and the crowd popped for Doritos, and it was just like they were cheering for Doritos. It was like this crowd was hot, and then the movie started and they were dead silent. It was not at all what they were expecting.
No, because it kind of brought you down. Like Franco did some stuff that kind of
it was Riff Raff likeness, Anthony. That's right.
Oh yeah, Riff Raff likeness.
I gotta add it to the list. Would this make for a good holiday movie?
Spring Breakers. No. I don't know. Like the end when they're singing the Britney Spears song is beautiful.
Okay.
I don't know how to describe the movie. It is a fun movie, but it's an art film.
It's a spring break movie.
Yeah, it is spring break.
I guess I'll have to wait.
Yeah, you're gonna have to watch it forever. But yeah, but pre-canceled James Franco was good. Like he was great as Alien.
Is James Franco canceled?
He got somewhat canceled. Yeah.
I think he got canceled for. I'm not sure what, but he's
I'll Google it later.
Remember they used to have a website like amihot.com, and they also used to have is this person dead? I think we need a website, is this person canceled? Because I can't keep track. I'm not saying not all of them are not warranted, but like we need to know if they were canceled, because while we were talking, we were reminded that Bill Murray is on the verge of being canceled right now.
Oh, jeez Louise. Yeah,
Gina Davis came out speaking of Beetlejuice. Oh.
Haunted.
I told you. That's the Von Erich curse.
We were talking about the Von Erichs.
We think you guys are great.
We love the Von Erichs.
Yeah.
But they're sad. Clucky said bodybuilding and wrestling is sad. You get cheers and admirations, but sacrifice of social life and family life, mental health is neglected.
We need to get Clucky in for a bodybuilding spot.
Oh, man, yeah. That would be good.
Can Clucky do push-ups, maybe with you sitting on his back, Jeff? That would be fun.
It got to the point where I would definitely, and it was a very rare moment for me that I was like, I need him to do this. This might be too much for me.
Chelsea, were you around when we threw Jeff through a table? Were you around for that one? Sometimes I think about that.
The legend. I feel like I heard about that.
In the day, in the moment, it didn't seem strange to me, but I'm just like, oh yeah, we threw Jeff through a table at work.
Yeah.
Workers' comp.
I was just like, and then I remember one of the higher ups was like, let me know when you're going to do that again. I was like, sure. I mean, next time we throw somebody through a table, I will email you. But like, now I think about it, I was just like, oh yeah, you can't throw people through tables at work.
No, you can't. And the funny thing is that that higher up, if you look at the video and it's out floating out there on YouTube, you see him in the back recording it. He didn't clear the shot, so he's like, And of course, we went first. Like I knew what to do. It was like, yeah, where to put the cups, where to create the most maximum noise. You want it to just be like an explosion, and it looked great on film.
No, it was excellent. It was a great spot. But it was just crazy that we were at work when we did that.
Gotta love what you do.
Yeah, gotta love what
Does
you
not
do.
work.
I love B2B marketing.
Remember that time we put the IT director through a table?
No big deal.
Yeah, that was good stuff. All right, cool. Let's jump. You good? You good on time? Or we're cruising? Like we went far.
My bedtime is usually actually it's in a few minutes.
Oh, you need it. So you need
8:44 Central,
office.
ladies and gentlemen. That's usually when I get ready for bed.
Well, let's do a quick be right back.
Yeah, let's do a
listen.
BRB. You can say. We'll give you the last word, and then we'll come back for a final spot.
Okay. Sticker boys, bros, sticker boys. Thank you so much for having me on your show. I give it dose thumbs up. I'd love to come back, and especially if you get all that Patreon support, and we can maybe do a live stint at a karaoke
live spot.
Live stuff's coming.
I would love to be invited back, and I hope that everyone that's watching, you have a good night, Clucky. I miss you. I was told that you might be making like a cameo, but I see you're in chat, so I'll accept that, and maybe you can get me one of those WoW subscriptions so I can play.
Brought out all the classics. Got Clucky, you got Hefe, you got Ant. Yeah, you brought
And
out all the
JJ.
classics. Yeah.
Thanks for tuning in again, Anthony. Appreciate it. I like the way JJ spells sticker boys. I can deal with it that way.
Yeah, that's a little better.
Sticker boys, nice. You gotta get that man a sticker.
We'll get it. Okay. All right, we'll do that. All right, and then we'll BRB for our final spot.
Bye.
Want a beer? Mm-hmm. You know, this is really an interesting six-pack. See how it's completely covered? See the ends? Covered. Mm-hmm. That's so light won't get in. Light can spoil beer. Mm-hmm. And this is good beer. So they don't want light messing around with it.
Well, in that case, why don't we turn off the lights?
Where are you going?
To get a Stroh's.
That's about a 200-mile hike through heavy snow.
I know.
If you think of it, get two.
From one beer lover to another's
I don't know what to do. What would you do if you were me? America's got this beer. It's called Stroh's Light. And it's fire brewed. You know, it's not like any other beer. So I called the State Department and say, let's make a trade. Our cigars for your Stroh's Light. They say, Fidel, you're gonna have to forget about it.
It's not the same as other lights. It's fire-brewed Stroh's Light.
We're only 90 miles away. We can't even get a decent beer.
Okay.
Fidel, you're gonna have to forget about it. Dude, that just randomly pops in my head every once in a while. I hear Fidel talking about you're gonna have to forget about it. So
you're gonna have to forget about it.
Forget about it. All right, it's time for our go home spot. And this one we're gonna do a little bit off the cuff, but we talked about it a little bit. So you kind of hit me up, and your text came across as hot, like you were fired up about it, and I was like, oh man, this is serious. So we have a insane movie release schedule starting in February that is going to be the roller coaster that never ends.
Yes, I've got to pull this up. I forgot to pull this up on the break. So I was realizing this. I saw online about how Scream 6 moved its date. And it moved it up a couple weeks. And it's just like, whenever a movie moves up a couple weeks, it's usually like, oh, they must have a lot of confidence in it. And obviously they want to push it up. But then I looked at the schedule, and I realized that next year's movie schedule is so packed with movies, probably because of the fact that we're now in the post-COVID movie era, where a lot of movies that got probably shut down and slowed down we're now like fast-tracked into production, or they're all getting finished, or they're all getting something. But next year may be one of the most prolific years in movie history. And I will break it down for you. Now let me go ahead and pull this up. I don't know if this is a good schedule. I don't know if this is a good website, but I'll pull it up anyway. But we've got starting in January, and January is generally a slow month.
That is that's the dumping ground, right?
Yeah.
The dumping ground.
Not a whole lot going on in January, but we do have the House Party reboot.
Oh, I saw a trailer for that, and I didn't even know that was
House Party reboot's
happening.
coming in January. Which House Party is a big IP.
Oh, I love House Party.
They did several House Parties. A couple of the movies, A Man Called Otto, True Haunting. We're not sure what those are. In January, we've also got a couple of the movies. Shotgun Wedding, that's a JLo movie. But then once we get into February, early February, we've got Ant-Man and the Wasp.
Yeah, and that's going to be huge.
Ant-Man and the Wasp, will be huge. We've got, let's see, it's 17th. The 17th is Ant-Man and the Wasp.
Okay.
Followed by the next week, where it seems like it's going to be quiet after that. But coming up the week after Ant-Man and the Wasp, we've got Cocaine Bear. Have you heard of Cocaine Bear?
No, Kerry Russell.
It's Kerry Russell. I thought it was Charlize Theron. Maybe she dropped out. What do you think that's about?
I have no idea.
It's about a bear that eats a bunch of cocaine, or snorts a bunch of cocaine.
What?
And goes nuts. That might seem like something you're going to skip. No, put that on your calendar.
No, absolutely. That is going to be
one of Ray Liotta's last performances.
Oh, Ray Liotta was in it too.
Check out. I desperately want to see Cocaine Bear.
That's going to be 2023 Snake on a Plane. Just from the title, you're going to go. So especially when you find out what it's about.
And that's just the breather match after Ant-Man and Quantumania, which is is going to tear up the box office.
Oh yeah.
So then, after these movies, you've got the following week, Scream 6. Scream 6 is the following week.
Which is a fast turnaround, considering I feel like it took forever to get to this Scream that just came out.
Yeah. Now you've got Scream 6.
And they're already ready. They're already churning one out.
In less than a year.
Wow.
The next week, you've got Shazam! Fury of the Gods.
Wow.
That's the following week. This is March. We went from Ant-Man, Scream 6, Shazam 2. What's next week? John Wick 4 is the next week.
What?
Every week.
Yeah, this is like summer in March.
Yeah. John Wick 4 comes out the next week. Crazy. Then you've got a breather week the next week. But even in the breather week, you've got Dungeons and Dragons.
Yeah, well, they're banking on that IP. They want that to work.
Yeah, the trailer looks good. And then you've got the untitled George Foreman biopic. Okay, someone's going to see that.
Wow. So
that gets us through March. That's just March.
It's just March.
Then we've got the first week in March. We've got Winging a Prayer. Nobody knows what that is.
Dennis
But
Quaid's
2 days
return.
later, Super Mario Brothers movie.
Oh, with Chris Pratt. Oh, yeah, that's going to be big business, too.
You know that's going to be big business.
Yeah.
Even if folks hate it, folks are going to tune in just to
Oh,
hate
yeah,
it.
you're going to bring your kids. It's animated. It's got Chris Pratt and Charlie Day's voice. Yeah, you're going.
The next week, after Super Mario Brothers movie, following week, we've got Renfield, where Nicolas Cage is playing Dracula.
Oh, I'm looking forward to that.
The Nick Cage Dracula movie. Yeah, right?
Yeah, we saw the picture of that. That looked great.
That's the following week. Here we go. Week 3 of April. Evil Dead Rise. Have you renewed your movie memberships? It's time.
Maybe that's why they waited to Movie Pass should be ready by then. I know the waiting list went out there.
Movie Pass is going out of business. I guarantee it because there's no way they can keep up.
Yeah, they're not going to be able
Okay, so we've got We've 3 in a row. Super Mario Brothers, Renfield, Evil Dead Rise. Then we get the breather. End of the month. Are you there, God? It's me, Margaret. I'm not sure I think that's a kid's book.
No, yeah, that's an old classic female book. So
that gets
that's
us
the counter programming to.
That gets us through April.
Wow.
Moving out of April into May.
Now this is technically when summer movie usually starts. But
yes,
you just
now
named
this
like
is
10
the actual
movies.
beginning of summer movies. So we kick off May with Guardians of the Galaxies 3.
Yep, which is going to break.
Which is going to destroy
bonkers
everything.
Box office.
Yeah, theaters will be on fire.
Yeah.
Of course, nobody wants to be in line after that, so there's a breather week.
Book Club 2.
Book Club 2 with Diane Keaton and Jane Fonda. Excellent counter programming.
Yeah, that's perfect counter program. They'll benefit from the parents dropping kids off to see Guardians of the Galaxy.
2 weeks after Guardians of the Galaxy, we have Fast X.
Wow.
Which we have not even seen a trailer for.
Yeah, nothing.
Is that movie even real? Is Vin Diesel a person? I feel like Vin Diesel was created by one of those AI movie poster programs. 2 weeks after Guardians of the Galaxy, Fast X.
Yeah.
Which, who knows what the hell that's even going to be.
No.
It's
the last one, and it's going to be a two-parter, so there might be a cliffhanger.
So we'll have Fast X and Fast X squared.
Yeah.
All right, sounds good. 7 days after Fast X, the Little Mermaid remake.
Oh yeah, that's going to be.
Are you kidding me?
Disney, come on.
That's May. There you go. Guardians of the Galaxy, Fast X, and Little Mermaid. I mean, each month here has been a banger.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, movies are back.
Movies are back with a
Movies
vengeance.
are back. Maybe too many movies. So it gets us through May into June. 1st of June, we've got Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse, which is the first part of the new Spider-Verse cartoon trilogy.
The stuff that Sony does well.
There's going to be 2 of them.
Wow.
This is the first one. That's the beginning of June. Second week in June, we've got Transformers Rise of the Beast.
The return of Transformers Rise of the Beast?
Yeah, Beast Wars Transformers.
Oh, snap.
So, yeah, that's the first 2 weeks. Then we've got the breather week, June 16th. We've got Elemental, which I'm not sure, and No Hard Feelings with Jennifer Lawrence. Still 2 powerful movies, probably.
Yeah.
But this is the off week. This is the dark week. Right?
Yeah, that's the breathe.
Followed by the following week, we've got the Flash.
The long-awaited Flash.
But we don't have time to focus on that because the following week, we've got Indiana Jones 5. What is going on in Hollywood?
Yeah, and Harold and the Purple Crayon is actually a big IP. It's a kid's IP.
And it's a
but
throwaway.
big. Yeah, and they put it up against Indiana Jones 5.
It's jammed in there as counter programming.
Wow. And this is what I was curious. On a year like this, what do you release on the 4th of July? Because other than the first week of May, there's the 4th of July.
So we're moving into July. We've got Insidious 5 to kick off the month.
Wow.
Which the Insidious movies do well.
Yep.
Jason Blum does good stuff. Followed by Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning Part 1 the next week.
Everyone's going with the sequels to their IPs.
Yeah, you got to. Last hurrah for chivalry here.
Yeah. I like it.
This is July.
Give you the cliffhanger feel. It's going to go back to serials. That's unreal.
So we've got Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning Part 1. The next week, we've got Barbie, directed by Greta Gerwig, which honestly, I am so excited for. I cannot wait.
I'm really curious. I mean,
I think that was such a great booking to book her to direct Barbie.
What does she do? I don't know what she's directed before.
She's been an indie director for a while. She directed some hits recently. She directed the Little Women remake.
Oh, okay.
But she's mostly an indie director. So that's why it's really interesting, the fact that she's doing Barbie. That comes out the same day as Oppenheimer, which is the new Chris Nolan movie.
Oh yeah, that's Nolan's movie. Yeah, because he's always out on that weekend. But to go back
kidding me?
To Barbie, there was a list that came out recently of the top 5 women in Hollywood who basically don't have heat with anybody, like they're not hated. And Margot Robbie was on that list.
I don't hate her.
Yeah, she's not hated by men or women.
Yeah, no.
So that's good.
And Greta has no heat with anyone either. She's she's probably one of the most respected indie directors out there, which why I think it's amazing that she's doing Barbie, which is a ridiculous idea for a movie. And I think she's going to do something good with it. I really am looking forward to seeing what the hell Barbie is.
Oh yeah, I'm curious.
So on this week we go see Barbie and Oppenheimer. We're done. The next week we've got the Marvels.
Wow, so Marvel had their May and now they're moving all the way. So they had to push that. I'm surprised. They probably wanted to have that 4th of July, but they moved it to the end.
There's no spots left.
Yeah, there is no spots left.
There's no spots left for them to put their movies. Look at this. July is packed.
Yeah. Oh, and that picture, you got me psyched because, every summer there's got to be a great shark movie. And is that what I think it is? It is.
That is the Meg 2.
Oh,
which
man.
opens. Meg 2 opens 1st of August or 4th of August, but the beginning of August. And it opens against the new Ninja Turtles. Are you kidding me? This is a bunch of throwaway IPs. This is crazy.
Yeah, how is this even possible?
Okay, then after that, after Ninja Turtles and Meg 2, second week in August, you've got Challengers. I'm not sure what that is, but you've got the Gran Turismo movie.
Yep, there's the IP for the two IPs in that weekend.
And you've got the Haunted Mansion movie.
Wow.
And this is August, so we're at the end of we're like the end of the lower end of the creative spectrum. These are all the ones they throw away.
Yeah.
So we got that. That's August. August is a little bit of a breather month, but it's in a breather month. You get Meg 2, Ninja Turtles, Gran Turismo, Haunted Mansion, Blue Beetle.
Blue Beetle. So Blue Beetle is one of the DC properties that they've been wanting to launch, that superhero, and they were going to have the actor who plays Miguel, right, in Cobra Kai.
And he's the Blue Beetle.
Yeah. Unbelievable. How is that a throwaway?
That's a throwaway. That's August. And now we leave August. Now we're moving into Prestige time.
Right.
September 1st opens with the movie I gotta say I'm looking forward to. I cannot wait to see this. The Equalizer 3.
Oh wow!
Denzel Washington is back.
I didn't even know that was happening.
As the Equalizer 3. The Equalizer Part 1 is probably one of my favorite movies of all time.
Yeah, I hear that a lot.
Oh my gosh, that movie's unbelievable. Part 2 is okay. Part 3, I can't wait to see what they do. That's when we get September 1st, Labor Day. Take the day off. Go watch Equalizer 3.
Oh wow!
September 8th, The Nun Part 2.
Big property.
If you didn't know they were making The Nun Part 2, they totally are.
All right.
Followed by Expendables 4.
I didn't know that was coming out either.
Right? They're destined to flop. And it's sad. Then we're into October now. Paw Patrol and The Exorcist on the same day.
Wow. So I was curious, what now that the Halloween franchise is over, what's going to be the big horror franchise?
Now we've got The Exorcist reboots.
Exorcist coming back. Okay.
Exorcist is being rebooted.
So, yeah, you went from February to October, and we're still going.
We're still going.
October
kicks off. We've got Kraven the Hunter movie.
Oh, there you go.
That comes out first. Then we've got Exorcist and Paw Patrol. Excellent counter programming.
Yep, that's what they did.
That gets us through October. That's a bit of a slow month. But we get into November, we've got Dune Part 2. Dune Part 2. Next week, we've got Blade.
What?
We've got Blade the following week. Followed by Chicken Run. Finally, the sequel to Chicken Run we've been begging for years. Blade and Chicken Run come out the next month. Next week after that, we've got Garfield, Hunger Games reboot, and Trolls 3 all on the same day.
Wait, Hunger Games?
Hunger Games reboot, yeah.
What?
Yeah.
What is happening?
I'm telling you, it's stacked. It's so stacked. Now we're through November. Thanksgiving has happened. We've had our turkey. We're moving into the major prestige month, December. To kick off December, we've got Willy Wonka reboot.
Wait, that's the Wonka. That's the prequel, right?
I don't know. It's the one with Timothy Chalamet.
Yeah, he plays a young Willy Wonka.
We got young Willy Wonka. We've got the Color Purple remake.
They're remaking Color Purple?
The remake you never knew you wanted to see is happening. Color Purple with Taraji P. Henson and Halle Berry. Get out of my life. Oscar time, baby. Oscar time.
Oh, my God.
The Breather Week, right before Christmas, we've got Migration. That's probably about some birds. And then we close out the year with Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom.
The Return of Aquaman on... And you know there's going to be more stuff coming up on that Christmas day, right? Because there's usually 5 new releases on Christmas.
Yeah.
But what other movies? And wait, there's still TBDs?
These are like the rogue movies that we don't even know when they're coming out. Look at this.
Wait, A Quiet Place 3 is on that list?
A Quiet Place 3.
What?
Black Canary movie. Killers of the Flower Moon. That's the new Martin Scorsese movie. Legally Blonde 3. Star Wars Rogue Squadron is in there. Madam Web, another fucking
wait, the
Spider-Man
Salem's Lot movie is in there too.
Salem's Lot. All these things are just in here as like maybes.
Oh, and the Rock's movie with Chris Evans, the Christmas movie he's releasing, Red One. I just saw they just started filming on that.
Jeez.
Oh, that is unreal. Trolls 3.
So what I'm saying is,
JJ said it. You're gonna go broke.
Save your money. Save your money for next year. There's a lot after a couple of years of not very much at the movies. Because right now, if you think about it, everything that's at the box office has been out for weeks and weeks and weeks.
Yeah.
Smile is still in the top 10. It's been out for weeks.
It is, yeah. Black Adam is still like 3 weeks at number 1. Like
3 weeks at number 1, and it's
that's rare.
And now we are next year. We are headed back to the time of just one movie, 1 week, and that's all you got. So save your money, folks.
Yeah, the turn and burn weeks are
save
tough.
your
I remember
change,
those.
cash it in. Get your movie subscription, get your AMC subscription, get your Alamo subscription, because there's a lot of stuff coming out next year. 2023 is going to be a banner year for movies.
I think that is the time to invest in one of those all-you-can-eat movie plans, whether it's Alamo has one, Movie Pass, AMC has one too, right?
AMC has a good one.
Yeah, you're going to have to invest in that or else you're going to go broke. Especially, I want to see, like Clucky said, The Rock have a Christmas movie that's going to have to involve a jungle somehow because he has to have a jungle in his movie.
I agree.
Anthony said Trolls 3 versus Quiet Place 3 versus Legally Blonde 3. The Battle of the Three.
Well, that's a great lineup. I'm going to go with Quiet Place 3 on that one.
Yeah, I think that. And now, isn't that Quiet Place 3, is that going to be a prequel? Because I know there's going to be a prequel.
Yes,
and
I heard
sequel.
the working title is Day One.
Oh, okay.
Which sounds really good.
Man, this is really. Yeah, you're going to go. Yeah, but I remember those. Like, you literally have to put something on your calendar because you can't miss a movie. If you miss a movie during. And if you can only go to on the weekends and you miss a movie, you're stuck.
Do you remember a time? I remember a time going to the video store. Just saying going to the video store sounds insane. Going to the store to rent a movie is an insane proposition.
Yeah.
Anyway, I remember a time going to the video store and there was nothing to rent. there was nothing to rent because you'd seen everything.
You went to the browsing experience and hoping
And
to
then
find something.
you're in the 99-cent movies looking at the old stuff. It's like, should I rent Blood-Sucking Freaks? Maybe I should. You'd seen everything that was new. Jeez, man. Like, people are... These days, there's so much content these days. It's insane.
It's
I don't know how folks can keep up.
It's difficult. Like, I find myself like, man, it's 1:30, but I want to knock out another show. And I wish some of these were bad, and you can. But being a completist, you want to watch them even if they're bad. You got to finish them. But they're, for the most part, a lot of them are really good. The quality, I feel like, has gone up because all these other networks went with cheap reality shows, so there's no quality there. But the streaming service, they're putting in the cash and they're having quality shows that it's hard to miss stuff. Like you were saying, there's so many shows like I wish I could watch that. I just don't have time.
Yeah.
And it makes it really difficult. Yep, we live in a world where Netflix made a series about Blockbuster. For sure.
A movie about physical media on a streaming channel. The hell's the world coming to?
All right, that was our go home spot. So I think it's time. So thank you guys for it. It was a fun show. It was great to have Chelsea in studio. Definitely gonna have her come back in here. She has a lot to offer. As you can know, she's one of the crew for sure. So thank you for coming out. We're gonna have a busy week ourselves because next week when we come back, we are going to see Quentin Tarantino in Austin on Saturday, and then we're gonna turn around on Monday and go see a live screening of Clerks 3 with Kevin Smith, followed by a Q&A.
Yeah.
So we're going to be doing...
And then we're seeing Goblin on the 22nd.
So we have a lot that we're going to be catching up. So next show is going to be packed with stuff that's all going on. So yeah, thank you, JJ. Thanks, Anthony. Plucky, Chelsea, thank you so much for doing it. Should we do the go home spot of what Chelsea tried to make a thing? Do we do the hashtag sticker boys? I don't even know how that happened. Is that going to be a thing?
Sticker boys. I hate it. But
thank you for Geek Commander. So we will find a way to get some of these stickers out to you. So we have some nice big ones. We have some smaller ones for that viral marketing. So find a way. We are close to our halfway point for our subs. So if you can find a way to...
Please tell your friends to subscribe to this channel.
Like, subscribe, and share. We're really close to making this happen, and we can, if you get some screenshots, we can make sure one of these stickers go out to you. One of the big ones, too. The little ones we're going to stick to light posts all over Austin. So, yeah, Clucky, it is Sticker Boys with an O-I-S. Thank you, JJ. That's what we're going to go with. So, yeah, that's a spot. That's our go-home spot. So, 1, 2, 3. Ding, ding, ding.